Michello. hey,
Michelangelo Vincenzo.
Michello. I always get cracked up in that in Inglourious Bastards when like it ends up being Brad Pitt and co who end up having to go to the movie premiere, and it's the Dominic DiVincenzo. And he's like, and then Christoph Waltz is getting him to pronounce his own last name better, and just like the hand motion gets bigger every time he does it, and then it becomes two hands. God, it makes me laugh.
Great movie, great scene.
Yeah.
Gorlami.
Gorlami. It I think Bastards might be my my favorite.
It might be my number one Tarantino as well.
Of the whole lot, and of course it's almost hard. It's hard to find problems.
It's a perfect movie, I would say. 10 out of 10.
It's so.
Movies use the 10-point scale. Wrestling uses the 5-point scale.
Yeah, and never has a movie gone over 10. By the way, it's not like people are out there saying, "Yeah, Godfather's a 12." No, it's actually below. No movie in the sort of especially the online sphere is a perfect 10. Sean Spears.
I would say, yeah. I IMDb universal standard if you want to get a pulse on the. And usually they're pretty right, Shawshank Redemption, Godfather, all those movies are in the high 9s.
That's exactly it. And short of cult classics, that I bet I was recently looking at all the James Bond movies. Like nothing's over a 7.
Yeah. So I mean, if those are your favorite movies, that's fine.
Exactly.
I think,
exactly.
I love Good Burger, one of my favorite comedies. That's probably like a high 6.
Got a high 6. Maybe
I love that. Happy Gilmore, another great movie. That can't be more than a 7.
Possibly my favorite Adam Sandler movie right there.
Yeah, there we go.
We would watch it every summer at golf camp. I used to run golf camp. That driving range that's up Green Lane, past the movies a little bit. Sorry. It's not on Green Lane. It's on
Yonge?
It's on Yonge, just past Green Lane.
Yeah, I've been there before.
Yeah, I used to go
they have indoor and outdoor. Or they did at one point.
Yeah, they had the bubble where indoor soccer would be played. They had a putt course or whatever. Yeah, and I used to go to golf camp there in the summers.
Yeah.
And the two things I remember watching there that you'd watch on your lunch break, where you'd watch it over a couple days on your lunch break, would always be one, Happy Gilmore, and we would always watch the episode of The Simpsons where Bart and Rod Flanders compete in a mini putt competition.
You know what? I'm pretty sure I went to that exact same camp.
No way.
For 1 year, or maybe it was like a school electives, how they did electives.
Yeah.
I definitely went there at least once. And what I remember we watched on tape, same situation, I'm sure, lunch break, golf-themed tapes. Do you remember Dorf?
Yes.
It was man pretending to be a little man. He would get down on his knees and put shoes on, and he would always be like a bad golfer.
This
little dwarf.
Yeah, we would watch this Dorf on golf, and I can picture him swinging and falling over.
We were kids. Yeah, he's falling over. He's hitting the ball. He's got like a little strap to keep his chin down and all this goofy stuff.
Did we go to this? For all we know, Mike and
I was a year older than you in school and stuff.
But if we can get parental confirmation on when you went, because
now that I remember it, I'm thinking it was a winter elective and we were doing it in the Bubble Dome. I remember driving balls in the Bubble Dome.
Damn, you know what? If you had done this in the summertime, no doubt.
We would have been there.
We would have had an interlapping. Because I think I think I went 2 or 3 years in a row.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure now that I remember it, it was just the once. It was like a February, the school winter electives. Every Friday you got the day off to go do something fun. Mm-hmm. Who knows if they still do that anymore?
Yeah,
but yeah.
It was
snowboarding
and
snowboarding and snow tubing was always the big hot ticket for those as well.
To do during the winter. Oh, okay. No, I remember what you're talking about now. Yeah, like ski days, tubing days. Okay, I do remember that.
Like some kids would go bowling, some kids would just stay at school and make arts and crafts and shit.
Right, I do remember that. I was thinking it was like a gym class thing. I remember in grade 11 gym, we went to Kettle Creek.
Was that like? Not everyone has clubs, obviously, right?
Yeah,
So,
no, I think it was one of the situations like if you want to go, it's like $30.
yeah, it's like here's a fun Friday. Everyone that's at school has a day off.
Or you cannot, or if you don't want to go, like, you know, of course there would be like you can still show up to gym class, but it's with a supply. But I went because of course it was like $30 and we all got to play golf with our friends or
yeah, that'd be a fun day at school.
I had my own clubs, so to me, you know, you take the bus there. It was a whole thing.
Hell yeah.
I do remember in Rover's gym class, though, maybe it was Placo. No, it was definitely Placo. The trip to play curling by the fairgrounds was not an elective. Like that was
it was mandatory.
That was what we did for like 3 or 4 days.
Damn, that would have been fun.
It was we all met. I mean, you know, Huron started 9:20, so you know, we met at gym class. I mean, gym class at the fairgrounds is a 15-minute walk.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
And then we got there, did our thing, and then walked back, and you're there for second period.
So does he let you out early so you can walk back to school for your next class?
Yeah, I think I guess, you know, if it is a 10-minute walk, we left with 10 minutes to go for the second period. Yeah. So like in theory, and he's walking with us, so it's like, you know, everybody made it. Everybody made it.
Yeah. Huh, that's fun. I remember a couple times going into like Glen Cedar Forest to play capture the flag and stuff.
Oh yeah, we
never made it over to the curling club.
Yeah, I do recall doing that too.
It was fun. Yeah, fun gym class was fun in high school. I guess gym class is always pretty fun if you
gym class
sports.
Some
kids don't like it.
Gym class has been consistently fun.
Yeah, you're never just like sitting there doing push-ups
I would say,
and sit-ups.
Except, and Mike, and I'm sure you felt the same way, or similar way, and all the boys in our school certainly felt the same way. It was the dance unit in elementary school gym class.
You know what? Me and my boys, we actually had a fun time putting it together.
Yeah, and
we were like jumping through hula hoops and spinning, breakdancing.
You had to put together the little dances, and it was always just such a chore. I can recall a hip hop dancing unit one time where it was like, because if you don't if you look bad dancing, like you're not gonna like dancing.
Yeah.
And it was just, oh my God, we all hated it. It was like the worst week. At least when you did like the gymnastics unit, you're like, yeah, this is like a sport. We're doing a lot of stuff here. But just like make up a dance to Crab Bucket by Chaos was just an odd, like how would this be applicable in my life?
See, I feel like mine was younger when I did the dance unit. So we were still young enough to be carefree and
oh, I can very much recall, like, this is grade 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. I guess we did it in grades 7 and 8 as well. But I think we had fun with it. We did it to the Pink Panther. We all came out with canes and hats and did like a little jazz.
Oh, yeah.
A little boogie woogie, if you will.
Fucking, yeah. That dance unit, which presumably now with the TikTok, the kids just love.
Oh, yeah.
Like, literally every single dance unit make up a dance is them doing that thing with their arms and then maybe like dabbing a couple times.
Is dabbing still around in 2020?
I would dare to say it's ironically cool.
Oh,
like it's been that long, or like things move that quickly that it was cool, not cool, and now if you do it, it's cool again.
So if I say YOLO, where's that on the cool range? I feel like YOLO hasn't been around for
a while. Oh, I knew this girl, a girl I went to school with. She got a YOLO tattoo on her finger, but it was like 7 months before the song came out. So it was kind of like it happened, and it was just an expression. Or barely an expression, you know, it just kind of getting its ground, and it was like that's a cool, and it was on her finger, you know, like on the outside of her finger, and the song came out after that, and I never asked her about it, but I can only presume just heartbreaking.
Now everyone would just assume she likes Drake, or
and it's like no, like I got this before the song came out, guys.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, well, that by very definition of the tattoo itself, it's. You know, that's the point. That's the whole point. You only live once.
You do only
No
live
regrets.
once. And no regrets.
No regrets, yeah.
And it took us until like 2010 before somebody kind of put "You Only Live Once" and YOLO together, because I feel like this should have been an expression that people have been saying for decades.
Yeah, like once I heard the Drake song, I had to figure out what it meant.
You're like, yo,
I was not aware of the phrase before.
Is he talking to somebody named? Oh,
Then he's like, oh wait, he said it right before. You only live once. That's the motto, fucking YOLO.
Also had another friend at university. Her name was Lauren, and then something that started with an O. Cannot remember, but
Lauren O'Neill,
something like that, right? So Lo became her name, and this was her nickname apparently for years and years and years, ever since she was like a child. Like Lo, like there was another Lauren in her class or something like that.
Yeah.
And same thing, I did have the conversation with her, like, hey, I'm Lo, and I tell her like that sucks, I'm so sorry. And she says, yeah, like after that song it came out, it's meeting the people who are like, are you named after the song? Like that ridiculous question.
I don't think any reasonable adult could ask that.
Oh, for sure. No, they're like I for sure. Okay, well,
she would have been like 19.
When you say reasonable adult, remember we're thinking of like 19-year-old drunk college guy.
I guess so.
Like that's the line. Yeah. Like the song, you're named after the song.
Yeah.
No, but it was 100, and I just remember feeling so bad for this woman. And I saw it myself happen too. Also, like at a party conversation with her, and then someone came out, oh, I'm Lo, and then I'm like, oh my god, I just saw it. I just saw it happen. I feel bad. There have to be a few people who were named things before. So, for example, I was just thinking in my head right now, any of the Game of Thrones characters, Sansa, Arya, or even like a frozen Elsa. Like I'm sure that there is many women on the planet named Elsa for decades and decades. But so there's a 20-year-old woman right now named Elsa. The movie just came out 5 years ago. She's out here thinking to herself like, well, fucking Pixar fucked me again.
And then if she has blonde hair,
double trouble. No, she's just dyeing it jet black from now on and just totally pivot. I'm sure there's tons of Sansas, Arias. I'm sure there's others. There's other Michael Jacksons who.
Well, there's the Michael Jordan, the actor, who had to put the B in his middle
Michael
name.
B, exactly. Because too many people were like, wait, Michael Jordan's in this movie? And he's like, no, hold on, everybody. It's Michael B. Jordan.
There was, UFC fighter Mike Jackson, and that whole Seinfeld episode about the serial killer with the same name as his boyfriend.
Cal Rifkin?
Cal Rifkin, yeah. I'm sure there's a guy out there named Charles Manson who was born before the crazy fucker.
I do remember an ESPN commercial from years and years and years ago, and it's this a valet driver waiting at the bottom of an escalator in an airport, like he's ready to pick up his next client, and his card says Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. And he's looking around all excited, like, oh, I'm picking up Michael Jordan, this is the best moment of my life. And then this little like short bald white man with a briefcase is just like, hi, I'm Michael Jordan. And then it's this guy's like day in the life of just also having the name Michael Jordan. And they're at a restaurant and they're like table 2 for Michael Jordan, and then it's like, what? Well, everyone's looking around the restaurant waiting for Michael Jordan to come in, and it's just this normal looking guy. All these sorts of things. Just how tough it must be.
I mean, when you're celebrity with a common name, you might ruin a lot of lives.
Nobody thinks about the common person, in these sorts of events, because I'm just one famous Cameron Osborne away. Some little kid or something.
What if Ozzy Osbourne has one more child and names it Cameron?
Exactly, that would suck and be quite incredible, because I'm pretty sure that nothing on his body works anymore.
They can find a way.
Well, you know who I feel bad for? I feel bad for the real life, or maybe I feel really good for the real life John Moxleys of the world. You know, these types of things where it's like, yeah, somebody, my real name is John Moxley, so what's up?
Yeah.
He was named after me, for all we know.
There you go. You can play it off that way.
You know, something, and any of those, like fun things. I don't know, because I guess, you know, if you're a wrestler, you choose your name. You all you have to do is a quick Facebook search.
I mean, sometimes the name gets chosen for you.
Or sometimes the name gets chosen for you. That's entirely true. And then out there, you know, there's just another Hunter Hearst Helmsley. There's a man named Hunter Hearst Helmsley out there somewhere.
I mean, probably. Maybe not living.
At one point in time, there has been a man, birth name Hunter Hearst, last name Helmsley.
I would say very likely.
Very, very likely.
Well, you got to find me some records.
I know. We need some personal records. Especially, yeah. Maybe we can find them of the new people. You know, who else has a name that's not their name? Is that Adam Cole is not Adam Cole? Oh my God. If my name was Adam Cole, that would be the coolest fucking thing in the world. Like my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Cole, named their kids, you know, named their kid Adam. It ends up being me. And then anytime people say my name, they're just saying, like, Adam, I can just scream, I can yell "Bay Bay," and have reason to.
I mean, yeah, but a lot of times they might not say your first and last name, just one or the other.
No, I would insist. That if you have a name like Adam Cole, yeah, I would want somebody, you know, screaming across the hall at work, like, "Hey, Adam Cole," and then just wait for somebody else, like, down the hall to yell "Baby" back. It's a real, like, you know, kind of like thought, you know, social experiment. You know, how many wrestling fans are out there truly? Just yell Adam Cole in populated places and sort of see who pops up.
Yeah, you dedicate your whole life for this. Whatever year window of popularity.
Exactly, yeah. Or it's like somewhere around 2015. It's like, okay, I'm starting my experiment just because I also have the name Adam Cole Bebe.
But, you know, this is you would be altering the timeline of the universe. What if the wrestler has a different name now?
Yeah, no, you're entirely right. Because there's a chance that, like, through a butterfly effect type thing, that me being named Adam Cole eventually leads to Adam Cole not calling himself Adam Cole through, you know, it all.
Yeah, it's like the time machine. No matter how many times you go back, try to save her from dying, you can't do it.
You can't?
Nope.
No, I'm sure that's happened once. Didn't that happen in Interstellar, I think? I don't really know. Something happened in Interstellar.
No, I was talking about the actual movie, The Time Machine. Based on the book, The Time Machine.
Wait, there's the movie called The Time Machine?
Yeah, it's like it's like a classic.
Okay.
Historical.
And how does it play out the timeline dilemma? Are they always going back to a point? How does it all work?
He gets engaged and the woman gets killed, so he goes back in time to save her. He stops her from getting stabbed, but then she gets hit by a car, so he stops that, and no matter what he does, something always bad always happens. He can't prevent it.
Right. So what does he do in the end?
Eventually, he keeps trying, and then he fucks up and goes forward in time, and then humanity is, like, gone, and there's this other shit going on. And, yeah. I saw it a long time ago, but it was now that I think about it, it was kind of fun.
No, it sounds like a watch, like the the butterfly effect plays with that too, where it's like he just keeps fucking up, so then he's like, fuck it all.
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher. Well, God, Mike, this the intro of this podcast really got away from us.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens sometimes. So let's just get right into it, right? Because Jesus Christ, we've been talking for 15 minutes, so I'm pretty sure the show's already started, and it is the intro to the show is in our rearview mirror at this point. But this is the Shroot Brothers Wrestling Podcast. Of course, this is not a podcast of 15 minutes of naming things. This is a podcast about wrestling, specifically professional wrestling. It's hosted by myself, Cameron Osborne. It's hosted by my co-host, Mike the Shoot Shepherd. And God, we got such a great show this week because, All Out happened last week. We have our Super Tuesday numero dos, and and I'm sure there are other stuff.
Stuff in between, all over, everywhere. Roman Reigns, we got more follow-up on that.
Of course, we had SmackDown last week. Before we get into the week, though, let's kick off. Let's crown a new champion. Let's crown a new Tweet of the Week champion. It's the Tweet of the Week. It's the Tweet of the Week. Bay. I've never checked... Adam Cole's never made a spark on the tweets of the week. Of course, strong candidate for shoot of the year, of course, or work of the year. Sorry.
Yeah, work of the year.
Work of the year, the shooty. That will be coming up at the end.
The Lacey Evans Trophy, as of now.
The Lacey Evans Memorial Trophy.
That's what we can call it. 'Cause she won the first one.
She did. Yeah, no, she did. She did win the first one with that awesome Calgary thing. This week's Tweet of the Week champion comes from somebody who is no stranger to the Tweet of the Week championship. We officially announcing 4-time Tweet of the Week champion, the chick magnet himself, Mr. CM Punk. Of course, CM Punk's social medias are wild. His Instagram account is randomly photoshopped images with no context or description more often than not, and his Twitter is similar, but he will comment on specific things in the business. Of course, earlier on in the week, it came out that WWE is giving all of its staff 30 days to terminate all side hustles. Any way that they were profiting using WWE or using their name through online accounts like Twitch.
Yeah, like their ring character name.
Cameo, this, that, the other, all those sorts of things. And, recently left WWE employee says, I guess now would be a good time to launch my Twitch and Cameo. Where CM Punk had a nice little response to her, where he said, at Renee Paquette, Vince won't let anyone do stuff. Maybe it's time for ... retribution. I thought, what better time? Well, what better time? I don't think that actually works, but yes, this is the perfect time for a group like Retro, and certainly it's been 2 months now. They've been messing with the production for 2 months. Mike, does CM Punk know something we don't? Calling for retribution.
No. I think this is just him having some fun. This isn't the. If you catch CM Punk on a bad day, he might tell you to suck a blood-covered dick. So this is, I think this is a fun side of CM Punk that you might not get on every day.
He does make a good point. I gotta say, he does make a good point, though. This sucks for a lot of the talent.
Yeah, a lot has come out about that story over the weekend, so I guess pretty much they can still all do it. They just can't be their character while they're doing it.
And you may have noticed on places on the Up Up Down Down channel, which I think is sort of the epitome of this this online earning in terms of things like that. They don't use their names. They use like gamer names.
Yeah, they've always had. Yeah, alternate, like Austin Creed and whatever.
Which is one thing, nobody really...
But WWE, I think, has a hand in that, so that channel's not going anywhere.
They have a hand in that, but, taking from that model, because, they're all Twitch streaming, everyone's doing their thing, but this could be the end of, just removing any, Instagram handles, Twitter handles will no longer be, this WWE.
Yeah.
I'm just going to change it entirely. It's my brand.
Your shout-outs might be slightly different.
Yeah.
He won't be able to be like, I'm Big E! He might just have to be like, hey, I'm Jonathan Waters. I play...
the least intimidating name possible. Johnny Waters.
But that's it was a big story. Got a lot of blowback. I think Vince is probably gonna not go too crazy with it.
Well, yeah. I mean, we can't hold on to anything on the week to week television. For more than
he probably
like 3
just
weeks.
learned about it and freaked out about it.
Yeah, remember Twitch?
Like, what the hell? They're making money and I'm not giving them
that money. How are they making money if I'm not paying them?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So hopefully this goes by the falls by the wayside, similar to what's in Eric Rowan's cage.
Yeah, I mean, people are still streaming. AJ Styles is still doing his thing. Paige, she just switched her name to her real name. She's streaming still, so I think everything's going to be all right.
Yeah, at most fans just learn their in-ring names and out-of-ring names, and I'd be curious, due to this difference, if that creates this animosity between the talent and WWE versus, hey, your contract's coming up. I have an offer from Impact where I can have one name, one brand.
Yeah.
Versus, in WWE, I have two names. One of them goes to this guy, and one of them goes to me. But in this other company, they can both just go to me.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's just the world we live in.
Vince is always throwing weird shit at the talent, and then like masking it up with more cash, which seems like it's like, yeah, you have to go to Saudi Arabia, and it's the worst experience of your life for 48 hours. But you're gonna get a lot of money for it, so it ends up being you can't use your name, you can't use your ring name online, but we're gonna give you a lot of money for it. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. We will see how it plays out, Mike. There's your Tweet of the Champion, Mr. CM Punk himself. Let's move forward to our regular scheduled programming because we are a couple days late, and I think last show was Wednesday or however it works.
A week to the day. We've been all over the place.
Because we have
the Wednesday Night War.
We have been all just like the Wednesday Night War. We have been all over the place. Let's go forward in time and then go back in time. Because we did have a pay-per-view on the weekend on Saturday. We did have All Elite Wrestling All Out 2020.
AEW All Elite. They coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
Indeed, we did. I'm trying to think. The Go Home show wasn't even really that special. They didn't really add anything.
No, I think. Well, there was the
lawyer fight.
The lawyer fight, Moxley, and then
which was actually that almost reminded me of like some bad WWE comedy. It wasn't that good.
Yeah, I'm trying hard to really remember what happened last week, and I think there was a stare down between Adam Page and Kenny Omega. I think
he went to hand him the belt, and then Kenny walked away without taking the belt.
Yeah, those are the two big takeaways. So we had all that, and a fucking jam-packed card this week. So, Mike, let's kick off the pre-show because I did not watch it.
The buy-in, yes, 2 matches. So you got Joey Janela taking on Serpentico. The real Serpentico, not Sammy Guevara in a mask.
Okay, I was wondering if I had gone crazy for a second. I forgot that whole thing.
So he's a real guy. I think he's been doing shit on Dark. But anyways, doesn't matter. Sonny Kiss interferes to help Janela get the win. So ooh. Joey picking up a win, believe it or not.
Yeah, that seems like his first win ever.
At least on any sort of pay-per-view, bro.
Yeah. Oh, well.
And then you threw in Dark Order, Adam Silver and John Reynolds. Adam Reynolds? What's his name?
Reynolds. Alex Reynolds and John Silver. Yeah, there it is.
I always have to not call him Dennis Reynolds.
Dennis Reynolds.
From Always Sunny.
Of course.
But, yes, Dark Order versus Private Party. Nothing too crazy here. Private Party get the win with the gin and juice.
The gin and juice. Is this the first time there's been 2 pre-show matches or 2 buy-in matches on a AEW card?
Probably. I feel like it. So this whole pay-per-view was weird. They had like a red carpet special, then a countdown, then a red carpet part 2.
Yeah, and then
a buy.
There was a post-media thing.
It was like a WrestleMania. It was like 7 hours of show by the end of it all.
Which I guess, and I mean, maybe with the matches or the build-up or whatever it is, but what is AEW's WrestleMania? Would it be?
I know
All
it's hard
Out?
to say. It's either this or Double or Nothing. It's kind of, they both feel like the two biggest shows.
Yeah, well, at least so far, because they're the only ones that we've had two of.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe I wonder what their plan is. Yeah, do we have one show that is everything, and then the other three shows, or do we keep all shows at the same level? Of course, somewhere in the midst of the evening, we did get a promo for Full Gear on November 7th, which Mike, that's like 2 days after my birthday. Right? And Mike, remember earlier on in the year, or there was the interview with Cody Rhodes where he said that a pay-per-view would be coming to Canada. I can't help but think that it would have been Full Gear.
I think it would have been.
And I would have treated for my birthday, we could have treated ourselves, and we sitting right beside the green shirt guy.
Yeah, if we could have, that would have been great.
Oh, God.
But alas, that's not going to be happening this year.
Nope, but it will be happening presumably at Daly's Place.
They'll be back.
I love Daly's Place. It's like it's turning into my my Mr. Rogers neighborhood. You know, a familiar place I can come back to. My Cheers. Everybody knows my name. It's so nice.
Well, I don't know how much the performers like it, because it was looking pretty hot out there. You're wrestling outside in 40-degree weathers in Florida.
And I guess the only it's going to get colder there.
Yeah.
Right?
But right now, it's got to be pretty rough.
Yeah, it must have been tough throughout the summer also.
But yes, we are here. All Out 2020. The main show. Let's kick it off. We got... so this one was supposed to be on the pre-show. But Tony Khan, he heard some fans speaking out, and he said, all right, we'll bump Britt Baker up to the...
I think Tony, we already know Tony Khan listens to the show, or some an AEW executive listens to this podcast, because this is not the first time that we have suggested something that has later gone into effect.
Yeah. So we got Britt Baker taking on Big Swole in the Tooth and Nail match, which takes place in Dr. Baker's dental office. And it's, I guess it's kind of a cinematic match, but not really, but it was still...
It was an interesting choice, I thought, to go for the off-site matchup at the beginning.
To start the show, because there was a live audience there. A small live audience.
Yeah, I think it said like 700 people or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, you think this is usually the it lets them prepare anything in the ring. So crowds
do this
watch.
after the mimosa match when there's orange juice to clean up.
But hey, it kicked off the show.
Kicks off, so we see Big Swole. She arrives on the scene with a referee. She goes in. The person working behind the counter wants her to fill out some forms. But it's Reba, and she just yells, "Britt, she's here!" So Swole smacks her with the clipboard, and then we see just Baker lurking around in the darkness. So Big Swole's looking for her, and she discovers a cupboard full of those old chattering teeth. That old gag.
That old check.
They never work as well as they look like they do on the cartoons.
Oh, never. No, they never actually move forward.
Yeah,
in the cartoons, they move.
Never. They're awesome. But anyways, that distracts her. So Britt smashes one of her diplomas over Swole's head, and the ref rings the bell. We start the match. And Baker, I guess she removes her face mask. She's officially back.
Officially.
Although, wasn't that like 2 injuries ago?
I think, but she's been... Yeah, that was 2 injuries ago, but we haven't removed the face injury yet.
Okay.
You know? She always had like a little bandage across her nose.
Yeah, that's true. So she's smacking Swole around. She grabs a dental drill, some pliers. Reba comes in with the water gun, starts spraying her. So she gets smacked out. And then Baker goes running outside to the parking lot. Her golf cart's there, but Swole chases her around. They end up fighting their way onto the roof of the golf cart. Baker hits a big DDT onto the roof, and then Reba tries to help her, but she gets tossed into the dumpster. But luckily there was a crutch in there, so she hands it to Britt. She hits Swole. They run back into the office. They're brawling around. They eventually fight their way over to a dental chair. I think Britt pulls out like a power drill, tries to kill Swole with it, but she avoids it. And then Baker gets a needle out, presumably with Novocaine or some sort of freezing device.
Freezing agent,
thank you. But so she tries to inject Swole with it, but she grabs Britt's arm and forces it right into her own leg. And it looked like a real needle spot there. I'm sure Britt is well, she's licensed. She knows what she's doing.
I think it was probably one of those fake needles that retracts.
It looked real to me. They removed their hands. The skin was pierced. I saw a little red. Anyways, Reba's freaking out. You stabbed her! You stabbed her! So her leg's frozen. She's in trouble. Swole hits the dirty dancing on Reba and Baker. And then to top it all off, she grabs the face mask and then pumps Baker full of the sleeping gas, nitrous, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And that's how Swole gets the win. Yeah. So, yeah. I really wanted Baker to win her first match back. It wasn't even a real match, but it was all right.
Well, I mean, there you go, right? She can lose the match, but it wasn't even a real match. Yeah. So exactly. So Swole does get the win. She gets the better of her this time. I had fun with this match up, and I don't care what anyone will say.
I had fun, but I want more.
It may have wrapped up the feud. You know, both women can move on to other things if that's the case, because they're both coming out of this looking pretty strong. You know, Swole, I love the name Dirty Dancing. I think we need to make it a little bit better. It's too good of a name for a soft finish. We need it to be a little harder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just kind of like a spinning punch and not as powerful as Brody Lee's lariat. So I don't know what to.
Like, I would think, yeah, what would a Dirty Dancing be? I would think a Dirty Dancing would be the scene. You know, when he's holding her up.
And then he just like
and
lets
then
her fall.
And then you drop them. I thought that would be the Dirty Dancing. Like, they're kind of coming off the ropes. You hoist them up, and then just
Ziggler does that a lot, or he takes that spot. He just flings himself high into the air and lets himself fall flat.
Yeah, other people have done versions of this. I think that's where the Dirty Dancing needs to be, because then at that point, why are you calling it the Dirty Dancing?
Yeah, if it's all just your hands up there.
Like, if you're gonna name it a reference, you have to reference the thing, or else you're just saying it. I don't know. I'm not a pro here, but
that's a fair point. Fair point.
I'm not a pro here, but I did really enjoy this matchup. From the women's division.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, we got 2 women's matches on the card.
Yeah, 2 on the main card. Yeah, two of 9.
11.
Jesus.
No, I guess 9 on the main card. But anyways, let's continue on here. They probably should have just kicked off the match or the show with this match just for the sake of what we were saying. But Jurassic Express taking on the Young Bucks in a good old tag match. You know, just nothing, no titles on the line, but rankings, of course, always at stake. Mm-hmm. Every AEW show needs multiple tag matches, so here we go. But Jungle Boy, he was my star of the match. Just, hitting some great moves, looking like a future top babyface in this company. Then I think eventually Luchasaurus, he takes himself out of the match when he just hits a big springboard all the way into the crowd. So Jungle Boy's on his own. He puts up a great fight. He kicks out multiple big super kicks. But then the Young Bucks finally hit the BTE trigger, and that puts Jungle Boy down for the 3.
Puts him down for the 3. Yeah, the Young Bucks were starting to throw what felt like some heelish behavior in here somewhere. The Young Bucks always seem like one of those teams, that we love, but they are fierce competitors.
Yeah, no, and they have been acting a bit heelish. I think it might have been on Dynamite when there was a sign with a hangman grab my beer, or a fan with a sign that said hangman grab my beer, and they grabbed the fan's beer and poured it on his head.
And I was thinking about this, and of course we've seen what's going on with the tag champs over there also with Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page. This is the longest time any of these guys have not been heels. Anything, New Japan, we were the Bullet Club, where we were a heel faction. Of course, you watch 5 years of PWG highlights, and the Young Bucks are just shouting F-bombs to everyone in the crowd. Like, ever since we premiered in November, or somewhere, November. Ever since we premiered there, these guys must feel they want to move on eventually.
I guess so, yeah. And I mean, and kayfabe wise, being baby faces hasn't gotten them anything. So Switch it up. Go for the gold.
Exactly.
But let's go on to the Casino Battle Royal. The 21-man Battle Royal with people coming in groups, the suits of the cards, etc. But
we all know how this works by now. It's something like you draw the suit, and then the suit. So it's kind of like 5 groups of 4, and then a Joker at the end.
Yeah, the Joker. The Joker is always number 21.
We needed backstage Kayla on a microphone explaining the rules to us while there was like a graphic of the rules. Like anytime the Punjabi prison match happens, and we're like, okay, so remind me.
They do that.
So
I think they did it with Justin Roberts.
Except it's Justin Roberts. Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
But anyways, it was typical alliances early on. The heels working with the heels, the little guys against the big guys. I guess one thing worth noting, the side with the entrance ramp where it's like level to the ring, simply landing on that platform means you're eliminated, which is kind of unique, I guess.
Well, yeah, I guess it is technically the ring outside the ring, and if you didn't have that,
just see, it's like if you were standing on the ropes and you took a step back, boom, you're gone.
And I think having that, then it's kind of like 25% of the ring.
No, it's good. Just good to clarify because I was wondering going into the match, but.
I do appreciate clarification at all times.
Yeah. We went there, pretty much everyone that wasn't on the card was in this match. You had Will Hobbs, who I don't think was announced. He had a good showing here. Mm-hmm. Pentagon Jr. is now Penta L0M.
So Penta del L0M is a name that he's been called before.
Yeah. But I think... this is legal reasons why he had to change back to that. Because I guess someone else, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, whoever owns the name, whether that be like AAA down there.
Yeah, like because, Penta L0M is a bit more, it doesn't roll off the tongue,
like for example, at All In, so back, 3 years ago or 2 years ago, whenever it was, that was a matchup between Kenny Omega and Penta L0.
Okay. Even back then, I just called them Pentagon.
I think, it's been, who knows, but...
so anyways, it'll take a minute to adjust, but whatever.
Why don't we just call him Penta? Well, let's call him Penta.
I'll just call him
For
Penta.
the sake of the show, let's just
thing.
call him Penta.
So anyways, we're getting all the Battle Royale stuff, and then the Joker card, lucky number 21 in the Battle Royal is Matt Sydal, formerly known as Evan Bourne in WWE, if you ever saw him.
Never. I've never seen him I've only known him as Matt Sydal, and I've only known him in highlights.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, this highlight's going to live on for a long time because his big debut started off real sketchy. He comes down to the ring. He's all hyped up. He goes up to the top rope, and as he leaps for a shooting star press, his feet slip out from under him.
That was such a bummer. Such a bummer.
Well, thank God he managed to stop the rotation midair and just lands flat on his back because that could have been a lot worse. Like Brock Lesnar landing on your head.
Yeah,
he doesn't have that thick neck to save him.
Yeah, that one was a big bummer.
That was a bummer, and that is where I do blame that. Working outside in that hot Florida weather, it might have been a little sweaty and slippery up there. So
yeah, there could be some humidity, or it could have just been sweat. It could have been someone was all greased up, and who knows? Or Matt, you could be nervous. Oh, so many fucking things.
It could have been. I mean, either way, I feel bad. He's hit that move 1,000 times. He's always good at it. But
of course,
whatever. Anyways, at some point mid-match, we randomly hear fireworks going off, which apparently was at a venue across the street. That's kind of funny.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you caught that.
I did not. No, I didn't catch that. No.
Yeah. It might have just seemed like it was someone's entrance. But anyways, some of the big boys in the match. Brian Cage, he had 3 eliminations. Darby Allin came out late. He had a couple. And then they have their big moment together. After Allin eliminates Ricky Starks, Starks grabs a body bag and some thumbtacks from under the ring, gives them to Brian Cage, and then he pours the thumbtacks into the body bag. Ooh. But he misses a bunch.
He misses half of them, but that's okay.
But he got enough in there, so he throws Darby into the bag with the tacks, zips it up, and then power bombs this blind Darby over the top rope, but luckily just onto that ramp, but still very painful.
Yeah, I don't know what hurt more, me watching it happen or it actually happening. Because I was thinking to myself, like, how do you prep for that?
You just fall and hurt.
You just fall, and it will hurt.
Or as Scarlett says, fall and pray. Fall and pray.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
I don't remember.
The big entrance with Scarlett and Karrion Kross.
Yeah, I know. I just don't remember.
Anyway,
I don't remember.
no, it doesn't matter.
Specifically said.
So our Darby's dead once again, but now these assholes have spilled tax all over the ring. So these other poor guys, there's a couple bumps where I don't think these,
They forgot there were, the unplanned thumbtacks.
Anyways, the final three comes down to Sydal, Lance Archer, and Eddie Kingston. And our boy Eddie Kingston, he eliminates Sydal, and then he's in the corner with Archer. They're fighting, they're on the apron. They're fighting up the turnbuckle when Jake Roberts comes out. He's got his sack, presumably with a snake in there. And he's just kind of like shaking it, taunting, scaring Eddie with it. So Butcher and the Blade, they try to help Eddie. They attack Archer, but he fends them off. Then the finish comes with just more snake distractions. Archer grabs Kingston and chokeslams him off the top rope to the floor to win the match and a future title shot.
I think for legal reasons, they're not allowed to have snakes in the bag.
Yeah, and probably the way he was shaking it around, it's probably for the best.
And like you said, Lance Archer, the winner of this casino battle royal, and receives an opportunity at the championship, the world title.
Yeah. So Moxley Archer, that could be a good match. I'm sure
it's something we've seen before over in New Japan.
Yeah. And I feel like they'll do it on Dynamite. I don't think they'll hold it off till Full Gear.
No, that's a long time.
Yeah, and Archer's good, but he doesn't feel like That doesn't feel like a main event worthy world title.
Yeah, possibly not quite yet. Brian Cage, Lance Archer, the big bodies in this ring, and Darby Allin. Darby Allin always puts up a fight, and they put him over pretty well. He'll always end a match in a painful bump, but he looked really good getting there. Whether it be the Cody bump that put him over, to here, or anything of the skateboard related stuff he does. He always does something painful. It puts him over, and no exception here. And Matt Sydal just really, really bummed out about that intro. But what you gonna do? Move past it.
Yeah, I like Eddie Kingston being in the final two. I like that.
Yeah. Oh yes. One thing we did miss from Dynamite last week. Eddie Kingston had a great promo. It was just one of those pre-recorded, filmed kind of things. Yeah. Just talking about him being in the Battle Royal, and he's good. He's good. I like Eddie Kingston.
He's one of the best on the mic in the company, I'd say.
I gotta say, he seems like a very nice person, a great character, all these things.
Yeah. The finish, though, I thought, there was no need for that snake. It was a little meh.
Yeah, especially because we know...
Eddie Kingston seems like a badass now. He's like, get it away.
Well, hey, Indiana Jones seems like a badass, but snakes...
That's true. All right. Either way, though, Archer Moxley, that'll be fun.
Yes. Yeah, it will be.
Okay. Now this is when things took a turn for the ugly. Because our next match is Matt Hardy taking on Sammy Guevara in a Broken Rules match, which is basically Last Man Standing. But if Matt Hardy loses, he must leave AEW.
And he just got here.
And pretty much. He hasn't even had one thing in front of a full, proper crowd. So, but anyways, the match starts. Hardy's on the football field. He's looking for Sammy when Sammy shows up in the golf cart. It's his turn for some revenge. So he's driving. He comes barreling down after Matt, crashes the cart, gets out, and they start just brawling around the concourse. Matt hits a big DDT onto a picnic table. And then they fight their way over to the scissor lift. I believe the same one that Kenny Omega moonsaulted off of back so little while ago.
Possibly.
But anyways, they climb aboard. They extend it up into the air. And then this is when things got really bad. Sammy spears Matt off the scissor lift onto a table below, but right onto the fucking concrete floor. And Matt just slams the back of his head hard. This was like a 12-foot unprotected drop. And you could just see right away his face. He's fucked up. He ain't there. And Aubrey Edwards, she knows it too right away. She's not even counting. She's just down. She's checking on Matt. She throws up the X sign. Sammy's just trying to stall for time. I don't know. You could tell right away that this is not good. So she finally starts doing a count. She gets up to like 8, and Hardy literally can't stand. So Sammy just picks him up and drags him like a lifeless doll. Matt tries to stand up again and falls down. He's hanging onto Sammy's pants, nearly pulling him down, exposing his everything. But Matt, he tries to get up again, and then he's just tumbling to the ground with Sammy. He can't even get his feet beneath him, so it's looking really bad. And commentary knows it. They're not even trying to sell it. They're just saying he's really hurt. You know, JR says you got to look beyond pro wrestling when the guy can't even defend himself. So, you know, once again, Aubrey, she's had enough. She gets in between them, and she stops the match. Bless her heart. And then they got the doctor to come out and check in on Matt.
Mm-hmm.
And, so he just checks in on Matt, and the officials are dragging Sammy away. The bell rings, so for all we know, this thing's done. But Matt just starts yelling. I guess he's somewhat conscious. He's yelling for Sammy, but I don't know. He's fucked up. But so commentary, they start to move on. They cut to the commentary team. They're like, well, you know, scary situation. We all wanted to see the match, but that's not the time to take chances with someone's health. But then 1 minute later, they just announced this match is going to continue, which I know caused a lot of heat in the online world. But because this was only like a minute later, there's no way Matt could have a proper concussion protocol test in that short time.
It's causing a lot of heat in the Shoot Brothers world, I think.
Yeah, I'm hot. But so anyways, they let this match continue. But I'm sure they just cut out everything else that they had planned and rushed to the finish. So they just brawl over to the entrance to the stage. Up, there's a giant scaffold there. They start climbing, and Sammy pretty much just has to help Matt up halfway. And I'm pretty sure that they were going to climb much higher, but they just kind of stop partway there. Matt punches Sammy a couple times. He falls off the scaffold, crashing through the gimmick stage, and then he stays down for the 10 count. So Matt Hardy wins, saves his career.
God, I was wincing literally the entire time that you were talking, Mike. I think your explanation of what just happened was longer than it actually took. all love from the Matt Hardy bump, from the table fucking conky bump, to him getting and to the match being back on was all of 35 seconds. Aubrey was first there with the fucking X. The doctor comes right away. This is a problem.
Yeah, this was not a good look.
This is not a good look on AEW, a brand which is already more aggressive.
Yeah.
Than the others when it comes to things like blood. When it comes, that the chair shot heard around the world, and of course, how did Matt Hardy pass concussion protocol in the amount of time that they gave us?
Yeah. You could see when he was standing up and literally falling down.
He did not know where he was. He didn't know what was happening. I don't get it. I don't get how you let this match keep going.
Yeah. Aubrey Edwards was the one who handled it the right way, but they didn't even listen to her. She threw up the X 3 times. She stopped the match, but they continued anyways.
And, of course, taking a table bump off of a scissor lift is a nasty enough bump as it is.
Yeah. But then solid concrete.
And it's just, is it an issue of AEW having to rein in their talent? Of course, you give your talent the most free rein in the industry to be themselves. But is there a point where you're like, guys, we can't be doing table bumps off of scissor lifts unless we're going to totally trick underneath. Is that the unfortunate point? I mean, we just saw, the power bomb by Darby Allin in the thumb like minutes earlier. We just saw this.
And this whole, they could have just this whole first half of the match, they could have pre-taped.
Could have been pre-taped, and you have them come out from the entrance, kind of in that transition mode. If you wanted to play, because this has been a bloody feud the whole time. Of course, starting from that initial,
accidental. It's been a botch every single step of the way,
right? And is it and I don't think it's an issue of the program or the performers.
No, I think it's just been a bunch of bad accidents.
A bunch of bad accidents, ultimately resulting in this.
Yeah, possibly 2 concussions for Matt in the span of a month.
And I don't get how they didn't call the match. I think this is going to be like a black cloud over Tony Khan and AEW for a long, long time.
Yeah, no, I know Matt's wife Rebby was blowing up online on Twitter, and her and Tony Khan kind of conflicting arguments about the whole thing. And Tony's like, "Oh no, he went to the hospital. He was fine." And Rebby's like, "He had 1,000% had a concussion." And I don't know. Same thing. Aubrey put up the X. I don't get how it's certainly like the finish of the match was not something that we were looking forward to. I bet. Once he started, once he was climbing,
I'm sure
after all,
every
like,
fan watching thought to themselves, like, "Oh God, I hope he's okay." And then you're like, "No, don't come back out." This is this isn't Mick Foley coming back with a fucking tooth lodged up his nose. It's the, this is exactly what we were feeling. Mick, don't come back. No,
but
dude,
even then,
you have a tooth up your nose. Stop.
I'd say. The Foley's bump was less trauma on the head off the top of that.
Oh, certainly less trauma off the head. I can certainly agree.
Yeah. I mean, he was definitely hurt, but like you said, that is a bit of a black cloud, and it did hang around a bit. I felt the next couple of matches, the crowd was definitely a bit kind of sucked out of it.
I mean, how would we feel? Like, we know who the decision makers back there are. They're Cody, they're the Bucks, they're Tony Khan.
Yeah.
Who superseded who to how? That's all I can say.
Could have, the stip was there. If Hardy loses, he's gone. But there's been a million times in wrestling where you work your way around stips, so they could have. They
could have figured it out. Yeah,
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move past this dark cloud.
Yeah, for now, we got Hikaru Shida defending her AEW Women's title against the NWA Women's Champion Thunder Rosa. And this was a good match, but like I said, the match before the incident, I think, took a bit out of the crowd, the actual real crowd. So it was kind of unfortunate, but because I thought this was a really good match. These women, they worked hard. I became a fan of Thunder Rosa here. I'd like to see more of her.
Yeah.
They got to go like 17, 18 minutes. Good competitive bout. But, we don't get enough of that in this division. But eventually, Shida, she hits the Tomashi, her big running knee, and that gets her the 3 count to retain the title.
I may say, I believe I can actually confidently say, I've been thinking about this for a couple days. So I watched All Out in 2 chunks. After the Hardy thing, I was so turned off. I was like, okay, we're going to watch this another time. And then I came back the next day and then started watching All Out again on this matchup. Okay. So
yeah, you probably had a better viewing experience.
Certainly a better viewing experience. Mike, I think this is the best women's bout we have seen in All Elite Wrestling up to now.
Yeah, I can't say I disagree. It was just, it was hard for me without the crowd and all that. But the wrestling itself was very good. Thunder
Rosa, in her first AEW in-ring performance, and of course she is the NWA champion. She's been wrestling all over the planet for years. She seemed like a more legitimate challenger to this belt than anybody who has come up on this women's roster yet. And we know Britt Baker, we're getting there. I get it.
Oh yeah,
I get it. But in terms of threats to the belt, while either of the 3 women have held it, I think this was the first time where this was a legitimate contender.
Yeah, when I think of Shida's reign, this match and Penelope Ford are the only two matches that I can think of off the top of my head.
That even in terms of women's bouts in general,
even just 2020, or 2020 women's belts.
What was Riho's best go at it? I don't really remember a single one. Or
even Nyla Rose. That was just a quick little. Yeah. So we'll see. More Thunder Rosa. I would like that.
Of course, yeah, under the AEW lights, she would fit in, really lead this division. We've been saying this for a little while now. What the AEW women's division is missing are veteran, competent leaderships. They would crush it with a Natalya.
Yeah.
Somebody to lead them would have been great.
I agree.
Let's keep moving.
We got a quick little segment. Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford announced that they're gonna get married.
Oh yeah, that's so nice. Congratulations. I think on Wednesday he's picking his best man.
Yeah, so I guess the wedding, it takes a couple weeks to plan a wedding.
Yeah, we all know it takes a couple weeks to plan a wedding.
Sabian will announce his best man this week. I don't know who he's got. His only friend before was Jimmy Havoc, and I think he's been released. So
I think he was friends with Joey Janela at one point.
Well, not anymore. I think didn't Penelope leave Janela for Sabian? I think.
Oh, really? I forget that. I forget that moment.
I don't know.
Wait,
but anyways,
was that kayfabe or not kayfabe? what are you talking about?
Both.
Oh shit. Okay,
yeah.
Then probably
an Edge,
not.
Lita, Matt Hardy thing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But anyways, the funniest part was after they give the news, they take a funny little jab at WWE by holding up a sign advertising Sabian's Twitch channel. And then there's a little text on the bottom that says this message has been approved by All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, I caught that. I caught that. That was pretty funny. Yeah. I mean, of course, and of course, let's not talk about the Hardy thing and the bad decisions that were made around that moment.
Yeah, see, that's WWE would be fair to take a jab at them for that. So
AEW's platform has always been kind of like, okay, again, let's forget the Matt Hardy stuff. AEW's platform has always been performer first.
Yeah. But let's go on to an 8-man tag team action here. We got the Dark Order taking on the Natural Nightmares, Matt Cardona, and Scorpio Sky. Mm-hmm. And, one thing I just noticed, or I didn't just notice it, but it's something worth noting. Evil Uno, I got to say, comparing him to this time 1 year ago, he's looking really good. He's slimmed down quite a bit. His outfit, his character, I think Evil Uno's just figured it out.
Yeah, it sort of seemed like when the Dark Order premiered, or at least when he premiered last year, he sort of seemed like he got like a Pulp Fiction gimp costume.
Yeah.
Like an ill-fitting Halloween costume.
Yeah, he was more, he seemed more, his body was a more Humpty Dumpty,
And certainly as the Dark Order has risen, maybe he's, put a little more effort into things like that.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Yeah.
But anyways, and of course, Dustin's in this match, so he's got to hit his one token destroyer.
And boy, he hit it, baby. He hit it.
It always looks good. Cardona looked pretty good here as well, showing some...
Was Dusty in, or Dustin rather, was he in blue makeup this time around?
Yeah, which was,
instead of his normal red gear, red black makeup, it was blue and black.
Blue and black,
which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. The big controversial moment of the match, Anna Jay was out there on the outside representing Dark Order.
Anna Jay.
And Anna Jay.
Anna Jay.
One of your favorites.
Best gimmick to never be used.
But so she's on the outside. She's got like some scandalous top on, and she's adjusting it. And then Jim Ross goes, "Did Anna Jay just have a wardrobe malfunction, or is that wishful thinking on my part?"
I didn't hear him say that. I only heard people say he said that.
I caught it live, yeah.
Oh, fucking.
But there was big backlash online. It was, dirty old man humor that didn't land.
Fucking JR, dumbass.
He does look like a bit of an old man pervert, and his apology was one of those "I'm sorry you got offended" type things.
Oh, really? Did he apologize
like
during the show, or?
No, afterwards he tweeted out, I was like, "I'm sorry, it was a poor attempt at bad humor." So like that part, but then after he's like, "Now let's all just settle down," or something like that. It's like, let's stop being so sensitive.
Jesus Christ.
But anyways, back to the match. It comes down to Brody Lee and Dustin in the ring. Brody hits his big discus lariat, but instead of ending the match, he tags in Cabana to let him have the pin and the glory. But instead, Colt, he climbs up to the top and goes for his moonsault, but Dustin avoids and rolls him up for the 3 count. So Cabana fucked up big. Brody Lee is pissed, shoves him, and then walks off without him. All the Dark Order leave except for Evil Uno, though. He sticks around. He's a good guy. He helps him up and kind of comforts him. He's been there before with Brody. So.
Oh, he's lost before. Matt Cardona's fucking whatever it's called.
Radio silence.
Looks sick. That's
yeah,
like
looks good.
It's turning into one of my favorite. Especially there was a couple times. It may have been Stu Grayson. I guess.
Yeah, I think like he ran at one and they picked him up and he launched and landed on the other or something.
Yeah, and there was a way that Cardona did the thing, and he ended up like spiking him. And
yeah,
I was like,
really cool.
damn, yeah, the selling on this thing looks pretty cool. And to get your leg, like these guys are 6 feet tall, to jump so high that your leg is actually 6 feet in the air.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Is pretty damn impressive, and it ends up being pretty cool. Like we said, an AEW show is going to have tag matchups. Dark Order would have been nice for them to get the win, especially because earlier on in the night, Dark Order lost.
Yeah, big 0 for 2 on the evening.
Kind of went 0 for 2 on the evening, but I hope that Brody Lee can recover from this because I want to see the TNT Championship match Brody Lee a couple more times. I don't want to see this version of him.
Well, speaking of, right after the match, we go backstage for a quick interview with Dustin after the big win. And Tony gives him the breaking news that he will get a TNT title shot against Brody Lee this week.
And that'll be happening on Wednesday. So, just like that, he took one Rhodes out. Let's see if he can take another one out.
Yeah. Dustin was fired up, though. He cut an awesome promo. The Rhodes family special.
The Rhodes family promos. What's Mom doing? Where's Mom's promos?
You know what? I don't know if I've ever even seen his mother.
She may not even have made it to television.
Yeah, maybe she abandoned the family at a young age.
Yeah.
But let's go. We got the big World Tag Team title match here. Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega defending against FTR. And this was a bit of a slow burner, but that's the FTR style. Let it build, let it progress. Don't do a bunch of crazy. Well, I guess they don't do flippy shit anyways.
No flips, just fists.
Yeah, but it was some good old school tag style wrestling. I like the match, but I feel like a lot of people were expecting something, what the match they had with the Bucks back in whenever that was.
Full Gear, yeah.
That amazing match, and this didn't quite reach that level for me, but it was still good. They told a good story. Eventually Kenny and Page, they're looking to hit the last call, but it gets avoided, and Kenny hits a big V trigger onto Hangman, so he knocks him out. And then FTR toss Kenny aside. They hit a double team pile driver on Hangman, but he kicks out. So they hit a second double spike pile driver. And that gets them the win. The new tag champs, FTR.
Of course, Tully Blanchard's celebrating beside them. Sean Spears is nowhere to be seen. Mike, every so often there are probably matches who fans, critics, and everyone expects to be extraordinary. And Sometimes it lives up and sometimes it doesn't. Mike, I think what you're saying is exactly right. It was great to see, a 30-minute bout. We know all these guys can do it. Finish made sense. Of course, we thought FTR would be taking it. Just the way they ended up taking it was just a little bit different.
Yeah, exactly. The match was still good, but it wasn't the best. I mean, it wasn't the best tag match of the year because we had a 5-star tag match earlier this year.
I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for Kenny Omega to always keep one-upping himself, or meeting his own insanely high expectations. This is the first Kenny Omega match that we've seen in a long, long time that did not have a one-winged angel.
That's true.
I mean, Kenny Omega didn't get a chance to hit an angel. Of course, his Aaron V trigger what ended up slapping out at him, Hangman Page there.
So FTR, they're celebrating. They leave a beer on the ground next to the downed Hangman. And Kenny gets back in the ring. He's angry. He's got a TV tray with him.
Yeah.
Or the little mini table. And Kenny, the injured Hangman, gets up to his feet. And he stumbles to the mat as Kenny does not catch him. He just lets him fall to the ground. What a bad friend. So.
And I think especially when it comes to this Adam Page Kenny Omega storyline, I think maybe we also thought that the breakup would lead to the belts changing hands, where it seems as though the way the story, or at least the way the story we've seen has ended, is that there's not hate between Page and Omega yet.
I don't know. I thought Kenny seemed pretty angry.
But I mean, or at least like the blow up. This wasn't the blow up. This was two people silently hating each other. You know, when you think of the turn, when you think of turning on a tag member.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't violently attack.
It wasn't. Yeah, there was no attack. It was just like we lost and we're pissed and we hate each other.
He did kick a beer. He kicked the beer right into the camera.
Yeah,
it splashed all over the lens. Great visual.
But FTR will certainly strengthen this tag division, especially being a tag team with a name. I think, and a look and a gimmick. I think that says a lot. That means a lot.
They should have a fun little tag run there. And Hangman Kenny, they had like 8 months.
God, yeah, I know. It certainly seemed like a long time.
Longest reigning champs ever. So, anyways, Hangman's pissed off, Kenny is pissed off after the match, and he just leaves without Hangman and starts bitching to the Bucks, and just tells them, "We're done with him. You guys coming with me? It's time for a clean break." Teasing the cleaner. But the Bucks are like, "Hey, man, let's talk about this." So Kenny just drives off, says, "Think about it." So, yeah, it looks like he is want to be done with Hangman.
Yeah, he wants to be done with Hangman. Does Hangman want to be done with him? How is this going to turn around? I guess we'll just have to wait for next week.
Yeah, the elite is in shambles.
Shambles,
if you will. But let's go on here. We got Chris Jericho taking on Orange Cassidy in the Mimosa Mayhem match, where you can only win by pinfall, submission, or completely submerging your opponent into one of the two pools filled with mimosa. Two
vats on either side. That was exciting.
Yeah, so it was, they had like these platforms elevated to ring level with a little room to stand on, and the little tubs, the vats, full of mimosa. And they even had nice little serving trays and pitchers there if you wanted to refresh yourself mid-match. Have a little sip.
A little sip.
But anyways, of course, those weren't used for that. The tray gets smashed on Orange Cassidy's head. He gets slammed through one of the serving tables. We get the teases. They're trying to dunk each other into the tank. Some hands and feet go in there, but we need the full body. So that doesn't count. And then there was a fun spot where Chris, he locks Cassidy in the walls of Jericho, but as he's got it applied, Cassidy's able to grab a jug and fill it with mimosa, and impressively, he's able to maneuver it, turn around, and splash Jericho in the face without spilling it all. Some cool visual there, and then eventually both men, they fight outside, they're onto the top rope. Jericho looks to hit a crucifix bomb into the vat, but Orange Cassidy escapes, nails Jericho with an orange punch, which sends him teetering, but he hangs onto the rope. So Orange Cassidy rips off the elbow pad and hits a second orange punch, which sends Jericho flying backwards into the mimosa. He's fully submerged. Orange Cassidy wins.
Fully submerged, which you know what that means. He won.
The feud's over?
Feud's over, yeah, probably. Yeah, you know what? Like, the match was okay, sure, fine, whatever. I think it was fun to open with the, what's that move that he does? Chris Jericho does? Knees to the face.
Oh, yeah, the code breaker.
Code breaker, that's what it's called. Big near fall at the beginning was like a fun pop, got the crowd into it. Yeah, and I'm okay. I have no problem with gimmick matches because it's not like this is the demo god, like Chris Jericho can buy into a gimmick so he can make the gimmick work. Something like this, a match like this, where neither of the two performers are particularly hot on it, it comes out in the performance. Not in this case. I guess the real question is, when it comes to Orange Cassidy and Jericho, how much more can we squeeze out?
I don't know. Yeah, I think both men should move on. But you never know in the world of wrestling.
Yeah, that's correct. It's main event time, though, folks, because let's not wait around.
No, it's been a long night of wrestling. This was a long pay-per-view. So we got the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. Jon Moxley taking on MJF, and Moxley is banned from using the Paradigm Shift.
Banned.
So, so the match starts off a good old grapple fest.
Before the match even starts off, Mike, Moxley doing his normal Moxley stuff. He's coming out through a doorway somewhere, kind of coming into the arena, and I don't know if you caught this, but a fan charged him.
Yes.
A fan seems to charge him. It comes up briefly on the camera, and you see this kind of somebody come rushing into frame, then getting pulled out.
Yeah.
Moxley takes a second.
Tackled down.
Moxley takes a second to look around, like, what the fuck is this? You should also, if you can, check out. There is like alternative footage of somebody who was filming Moxley's entrance from afar, where you can see this madman like looking over both shoulders and then realizing like this is his time, sprinting after Moxley, and then this massive security guard just nope.
Yeah, I do think that it was just a genuine fan just looking to maybe pat him on the back.
Yeah, of course, right? But still,
I don't think it was a Bret Hart tackling incident.
No, I don't think this was a Bret Hart. And also, like, Moxley's a big fucking dude, and this guy was this little guy. But yeah, still, no rule, no.
Thank you. I forgot about that.
No room for that though. We're not,
No, especially in this COVID era, we're supposed to be distancing.
Especially, yeah.
But yes, that was worth noting. And on to the match. Good old, they start off with a grapple fest. MJF just yelling at the fans. But yeah, he does a good job. He's working over Moxley's shoulder until they're outside the ring, and Moxley catapults MJF into the ring post head first. MJF goes down, which gives him time to give himself a nice blade job as he comes up, blood all over his face. But a perfectly executed cut. It didn't go as far as Dustin's, where it's just like dripping out.
Yeah, it wasn't a crimson, somewhere between Crimson Mask and what's that on his face? Somewhere between those.
So it was a good flow going here. So that gives Moxley a target. He keeps attacking the head, but he has to stop himself a couple times from hitting that Paradigm Shift. So, but he does hit a Gotch pile driver for a big near fall, and then he bites MJF on the head, just getting tons of blood in his mouth. Which, again, in this COVID era, I don't know.
I guess
in any era,
nobody should be biting. Nobody should be biting each other wherever they are.
But then MJF hits the Heat Seeker for a big near fall. Then he hits the Crossroads for another big 2 count. He's coming so close. When Wardlow jumps up on the apron to distract the ref, and he goes to toss him the diamond ring, but he tosses it a bit too far. And by the time he grabs it, Moxley's right there, hits the Paradigm Shift, behinds the ref back, but the ref turns around just in time to make the 3 count. So Moxley retains, but MJF should be your champion. Give him that title on Wednesday.
Slap the title on him on Wednesday. You know what?
He broke the rules. It was a legal binding contract, and Moxley broke it.
In sports, and this happens in the NHL, the NBA, the NFL. I'm sure other major sports where
the Olympics. If you get caught cheating, they strip you.
Oh, I was gonna say, if the refs miss a call, they will release that information. Sometimes it'll be things like, the league will apologize because we didn't know, because somebody's foot actually went out of bounds. Which would have resulted in a play being different, or we're apologize, we missed the tripping call on this guy. And I think the AEW officials are no different. So should be subject to the same scrutiny. An NXT official coming out and saying, "Hey, we're sorry we missed the Paradigm Shift. Put a little onus on us."
Well, I say take your sorries and throw them in a lunch pail because I want Olympic retribution where we strip you of your medal if you find out you've been breaking the rules.
Right.
You broke the agreed upon rules. That gold medal goes to the runner-up, MJF, who should be a rightful champion.
Should be. Yeah, you are totally right. You are totally right.
Yeah. I just want what's right.
But yeah, well, certainly due to this controversial finish, MJF will probably remain.
He's going to be hot.
He'll remain in the title hunt, along with, like you said, potentially Lance Archer making his way into this.
Yeah, but yeah, on Dynamite, MJF, he's going to be cutting a scathing promo. He's going to have his whole team of lawyers with him, officials, and I think he should be wearing that belt by the end of the night.
Oh yeah, some kind of
legal precedent.
It was vacated and stripped, and then some kind of thing, and this, that, the other. Does Jon Moxley have the ability to win it back? One thing I do have to say, it is very nice to see. Excuse me. It is very nice to see our heavyweight championship, our main event, our what should be the biggest deal. Be a match. Like, this was a 20-25 minute long match. Usually I feel, certainly when we move over to the SmackDown brand, our heavyweight matches haven't been longer than 15 minutes ever. I don't think, between Goldberg and Braun. And
well, during the Strowman, back when it was AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan.
Certainly back when it was AJ, but it is nice to see.
Yeah, the Strowman era. Yeah.
It is nice to see a long match given to what should be the most desirable trophy.
Yeah, and it was a fun match.
It helps him.
MJF looking great.
MJF looks great. Moxley looked great. The belt looks great, which I think is so important. Something goes overlooked. The better these matches are, the more important this belt looks. Yeah, and I don't even mean in the AEW sphere. I mean in the globe of professional wrestling sphere.
Definitely. And that was All Out 2020.
2020, All Out, baby. Yeah, what a show. It was pretty good.
Coaster.
Yeah, roller coaster,
ups and
downs. Certainly. I'm like I said, best women's match we've seen. The whole Matt Hardy thing made me feel terrible, and then it came back at the end with Moxley. If All Out is meant to be AEW's WrestleMania, they may have missed the mark on this one.
Yeah, it didn't. It didn't quite feel as big as some of their other ones.
I think, but and I guess I hate comparing things to other things, right? Why can't we just enjoy them and let them happen?
We can, but we're also, that's the whole point of. What's the point of having history if we can't acknowledge it?
And what's the point of having a podcast if we're not actually going to talk about it? We're journalists, Mike. We're journalists.
Exactly.
After that big old sports journalist, yeah. Well, what's up, CBS? Want us? Or maybe The Athletic. I think The Athletic's looking for a new wrestling show. Maybe we can somehow sneak in with them, right? And there you have it, though. That was All Out 2020, and that was our review of it. Mike, would you like to take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Let's take a break, and we'll come back with some trivia. We'll come back with the rest of WWE's action, including our Super Tuesday Volume 2 NXT Championship match. So you're going to want to come back.
Yeah.
Let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother, yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother, yeah.
Back here with the show, folks. Back here in the old part 2.
Yeah, Super Wednesday part 2.
Super Wednesday part 2. Yeah, we're off of our Thursday schedule. We have been for a little while now. Who knows if we'll ever even get back on it?
These, like we said, the wrestling world hasn't been on a consistent schedule either. It's been all over the place.
And until we become, truly, and I think the only answer to the schedule thing is we have to become a daily show. That's the only way to regulate, is that we do like mornings at like 10 a.m. Yeah. Every morning, 10 a.m. to noon.
If someone wants to finance it, we can make it happen.
We somehow have to, because then we can spend our time on Raw.
I'll do anything. Yeah, we'll do movies, TV shows, anything you want.
Anything we want. The Shoot Brothers talk about Blade 2.
Yeah, that's the sequel to Blade 1. Triple H was in the third one, I think.
He was. See,
Plays
it
a
all
vampire.
comes back. It all there it goes. So we expand the show. Once we start doing the Daily Show, we get to expand it to doing movies that wrestlers are in.
Yeah, even just like a passing reference.
So so we get to watch movies, like Blade 3. We get to watch MacGruber. Anything with Batista.
Yeah. What was the longest yard? That's
it's got a bunch of them in that one.
Yeah.
Goldberg, Steve Austin. I think Mark Henry's in that one too.
Yeah, there's a bunch. Yeah. Many movies wrestlers have found their way into.
No, that's exactly right, Mike. That is exactly right. But until then, we will continue to bring you the once a week-ish type of action. Let's kick off our part 2 because, of course, we have to get to some weekly WWE stuff. Before that, it's time for some trivia.
Trivia. Woo! Trivia.
Woo!
Mike, I have 4 questions for you this week.
I've got 5.
Perfect. Let's get it on.
All right. One topic we talk about a lot on this show. You and I are both big fans of tattoos, and many wrestlers are as well.
Did Finn Balor get another tattoo? I didn't notice.
No.
I didn't. Lindsay Lohan didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, I can never say no, but thankfully there's no Finn Balor questions this week. But we are doing tattoo trivia for these wrestlers.
Okay.
So let's start off. Aleister Black, a man with many tattoos.
Fuck. Okay.
But he has 2 on his face. Can you tell me what they are?
Aleister Black face tats. I've never even thought of that.
And we're not saying like neck area, behind the ear. We're talking face, like cheek, forehead, chin, face. He's got 2 little ones.
2 little ones. Well, I'm gonna say
face.
it. I'm gonna say there's the old one. There's one under an eye.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can picture it, kind of like between like his eyeball and his and your sideburns, in this kind of like little area.
Yeah.
What is it of? I'm gonna say it's something like it's something small. I'm gonna say something like a little star or a little. Yeah, it's a little kind of thing like that. Where's the other one though? I can honestly only picture one.
I'll give you the location. So he does kind of have. Yeah, one on each in the same spot, just like upper cheek below the eye there. That spot.
Upper cheek and he has 2 of them,
like the not a teardrop tattoo, but that area where people get the teardrops.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Well, there's one of them. I'm gonna say they may be matching or something, but one of them's a star, and then I don't know what the other one is.
Okay, you're close. You're in the ballpark. It wasn't a star, but it's a crescent moon.
Okay, that makes sense too.
So it's very much a similar thing. And then on the other side, he's got a upside down cross.
Oh, that's cool. That's badass.
I think also known as the Cross of St. Peter, or maybe he just likes an upside down cross.
Or maybe it's so he can look down from his eyes, and when he looks down, it's right side up.
Yeah, he sees the cross. That could be it. But he's one of the few wrestlers that I can think of with face tattoos, so I want to throw him in there.
Okay.
So there you go.
There you go. That was fun. Mike, we're playing some What Happened First today.
Oh, boy.
So what happened first?
Okay.
Mike, so first of all, what happened first? NXT debuts or Avatar is released in theaters.
Okay. So Avatar, I'm going to say, was 2009. And NXT is tricky because it had the shitty version before the version we all know and love, where it was like a game show and all this other garbage. So I've got to track. Because I know the real good NXT started by like 2012, so there's a 3-year gap. But was the garbage NXT around then? So Avatar, though, I know for sure. That was either 2009 winter time. I remember the hype. I had never even saw it in theaters. I'll say it right now.
What? I saw it twice.
I'm one of the few people.
I saw it twice. Oh,
I wasn't anti-Avatar.
Of course.
I just didn't, I was having fun. I was living on my own in university, partying it up. But the hype was there. Avatar versus NXT. It's so close. I'll give the edge to Avatar.
You'll give the edge to Avatar, and rightfully so. And rightfully so. You got that one. Avatar was released on December 18th, 2009, where, yeah, Mike, you're right. For a bunch of years there, NXT wasn't the playground that we know it as now. Mm-hmm. But that debuted a few months later in late February of 2010.
Okay.
So right after that. So yeah,
we've
just kind of, we're coming up. I mean, this was the 10th year of NXT, quote, as it were.
Yeah. But all right. My next tattoo question for you.
Okay.
Another man known for many tattoos, CM Punk. Of course, he's very well known for that Pepsi logo on his left arm. That would have been too easy, right?
That one would have been easy. We all know the yeah.
Yes, the famous Pepsi logo on his left arm. But on the opposite side, on his right arm, in the same spot, he's got another famous pop culture logo tattooed. Do you know what that thing is?
I think I do know what this is, and I think because I can see it. Mm-hmm. Is it the Cobra Commander logo from G.I. Joe?
You are exactly correct.
It
is the Cobra Command G.I. Joe logo.
You know what?
Yeah, the villain team.
Until you just asked me that, I'd never put those two together in my head.
There you go. That's the power of the human brain. But yeah, I know. I never really. I think I had a couple toys growing up, but I don't remember ever maybe watching a couple of shows here and there. But yeah, G.I. Joe.
Jesus, man. No, that's crazy. I just, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh my God, it is a pop culture logo.
You pulled a Bradley Cooper Limitless.
I took my Limitless pill this morning, and it's turns out it works.
You pulled that info out of there.
I really did.
That's great.
I really did.
All right.
Okay, Mike. Next question in the old which happened first? Okay. First, did Finn Balor make his debut in New Japan Pro Wrestling, or was the iPhone introduced?
So iPhone, that was like between 2006 to 2008, I want to say, the first chunky iPhones. And, first of all, I guess on technicality, Finn Balor never even wrestled in Japan.
Okay, Prince Devitt. The man formerly known, the physical body known as.
Yes, of course. But when was that? That was obviously, I don't know if that was that. 2008. I'm going to say the iPhone was around first.
You're going to say the iPhone was around first, but Mike, you're wrong on this one.
Wow.
Prince Devitt has been he started New Japan in April of 2006.
Wow. Yeah, I would have thought like 08, 09.
Oh, man. This guy's apparently been doing this a lot longer than we thought he has. Yeah, the iPhone, you're right. The iPhone was early 2007, so you were really close.
So, damn, yeah. Finn Balor, and look how great shape he's in. He probably hasn't aged a day.
He hasn't aged a day. What's Finn Balor's secret?
Oh boy, I don't know. Just like no sugar, no carbs.
Yeah,
no.
He gets one cheat meal a year.
Yeah,
he gets a little piece of carrot cake once a year on his birthday,
without the icing.
Yeah.
All right, my next tattoo trivia for you. Rey Mysterio, another man. He loves his ink. I don't think he always wrestles shirtless these days, so it might be harder to tell what he's got. But he's been shirtless many times, and he has something very clearly written across his stomach. Just plain text. What does he have written on his stomach? Rey Mysterio.
It either says, it's like cool font. It's like cool, like gang, like I picture like Hispanic gang font.
Yeah.
It either says Mexico or Mexican. I think it says that, though. One of those two things, or maybe it says whatever, like Mexico if it has like an accent somewhere. but I'm pretty sure it's one of those two things. I'm gonna go Mexico.
Mexico. You should have gone Mexican.
Damn.
But you pretty much.
Does it have like an accent aigu on anything or something?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Right.
I'm not looking at it. But I just know Mexican.
Yeah, I can picture it too. Yeah, I guess he was shirtless. He was shirtless back in the day, I guess. That's what, That's what
for
you're
a
saying.
long time. And then I guess Vince, probably the whole Keith Lee's like, hey, you got a bit of a belly there, pal.
Shirt on. God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, I got one here for you. What happened first? Did Drew McIntyre win his first title in WWE? Or, Mike, did you graduate high school first?
Let's see. Well, I graduated in 2008. I'm pretty sure.
That's good.
Drew McIntyre. Because, before, obviously, he's left and he came back. But he had some title his first run around, I think. Intercontinental. When was that? Drew. Let's say. Because back then, he was the chosen one. But how long ago was that? Let's go with the graduation first.
Let's go with the graduation first, Mike. You got it right there. Because you are right. You graduated in June of 2008. Drew McIntyre didn't win his first title in WWE. You're right. It happened in his first go-around. It was December of 2009 at TLC.
All right.
Way to go. Just like Finn Balor. Over time, like fine wine. Just aging.
Yeah, it's doing well. All right. Here we go. Tattoos. Brock Lesnar has some tattoos. But one that you may not see very often.
You keep doing these ones that you don't see very often.
Well, I'm not going to say what's he got on his chest.
Okay.
Did you know Brock Lesnar's got a tattoo, a tramp stamp area? Something on the lower back there. It's 3 words.
You're right.
3 words. What does it say?
Oh my god, I have no idea what it says. I can just picture. I don't think I've ever looked, because usually when he's giving someone a suplex, the camera's not zoomed in on his lower back. It's zoomed in.
And I think a lot of the time, like, his tights cover it up.
Yeah, God,
Like,
you
but
know
if he
what?
pulls-
I have no idea, but I'm gonna say it's definitely English words. I don't think it says, like, carpe diem or something like that. I'm gonna say it's definitely English.
Yeah.
I have no idea though. Let's say burn them down. No, that's Seth Rollins. Fuck, that's Seth.
Well, you got one of the words, actually.
What? Okay, which one?
Yeah. It's not burn them down. It's kill them all. So you're pretty close, actually.
Kill them all. Damn.
Yeah,
no
it's got a
wonder. No wonder they have those things covered up at a pay-per-view.
Yeah. I remember the reason I discovered it. It was I forget where I saw it, but it was some image where you had to, like, zoom in. It's like, Brock Lesnar, scandalous tramp stamp. Check it out. And then you zoom in, it says kill them all. And it's like, oh, that's pretty fun. But it's there.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. Maybe he's a big Odd Future fan. Don't hold that
Or
against
a
him.
Metallica.
Or a
That's
Metallica. More likely, he's a Metallica
Probably
fan than an
Metallica,
Odd
yeah.
Future fan. Okay, Mike, your final. Which happened first? We were just kids. When this was happening. Well, I mean, maybe we don't even know. Mike, which happened first? Tom Brady's very first Super Bowl, or the beginning of the WWF WCW invasion angle?
Okay. So the invasion was 2001. Tom Brady, though, he's been playing for so long now. He could have been around for over 20 years. But you said his first Super Bowl win?
The first time he won the Super Bowl.
But that still could have been like 2000. I'm trying to think. Okay, what I remember around the time of the invasion, the WrestleMania, I feel like either the year of or the year after was when the St. Louis Rams won with Marshall Faulk and that whole big thing. But did Brady win before that? That's what I'm basing this all on.
Yeah, you really gotta. You know the facts. You know the.
I just need this one piece.
First of all, like I think the first question you have to ask yourself: did the towers still stand?
The Twin Towers.
Were the Twin Towers still standing?
They were still standing when the invasion happened. When the
invasion started, those towers fell.
Yeah.
But
what does that have to do with Tom Brady?
I'm just asking.
You're just asking. I don't know. I don't. When I think of Tom Brady, I don't think of the Twin Towers. But Super Bowl invasion, Super Bowl. Let's go with the invasion.
You're going with the invasion because it happened first, Woo! Mike, but not by much. Of course, it was that happened in March, and then the following February, so 1 year later.
Yes.
Isn't that's something to think about? Tom Brady's been playing so long. It was called the WWF.
Yeah, that's great, and he's still going. The Buccaneers.
Still going, yeah, exactly.
Former 24/7 champion Gronkowski joining him.
Hopefully, we can take some of that championship pedigree with him over to a new system in Tampa. And you have one more question for me? You do.
One final question here. This one may be difficult. We'll see.
Okay, let's try.
Because this man is not really known for his tattoos.
Okay.
You may not even know he had a tattoo, but it was always there. You could always see it. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Nope. Okay, keep going.
He's got a tattoo on his ankle. And, if you look back, it's there. It's in all the video games, on the toys. But yeah, it's almost never really featured or mentioned. But you got no idea? Tattoo on his ankle.
God, I didn't even know he had a tattoo on his ankle. Just because he wears but he wore because those
he wore short boots.
It was those knee braces, which I was always
the knee brace covered it up.
But I'm gonna say it's one of two things. I had no clue he had a tattoo, but I'm gonna guess if Stone Cold had a tattoo, it's gonna be. Yeah. Okay, so it's either going to be like a Goldberg style chain, kind of like barbed wire around. It's either going to be something American related. I can picture a flag, or I can picture a flag or like an eagle, or it's going to be a gun, something gun related, which I know kind of ties into America, but I think gunish could be specify. I don't know if it's bullets or like a target or something. I think it's one of those three things.
Yeah, you were on the right track. It is kind of like an American thing. He's from Texas, so he has the state of Texas.
Yes.
The shape tattooed, and over top of the state, he's got a skull of a bull. The old bull skull.
Oh my God.
Yeah, good old ankle tattoo.
That's funny. I think that counts.
Counts as what?
I got it. I guess something American.
I wanted the state of Texas.
Oh, okay. You're right. It's a personal victory, though. It's a personal victory.
Yeah. No, you were close.
That was it. That was trivia.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun. It always is. The fun and games are over though, because we need to tackle some WWE action. Because we're still at the Amway Center, in the heart of downtown Orlando, our new home, and we have a new champion post Payback. So let's cover some stuff that happened on SmackDown. Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for SmackDown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait, they used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just SmackDown Live.
Let's just kick right off with the big dog, the new champ, Roman Reigns. He's got Paul Heyman with him. And he's got another new shirt. First it was Wreck Everyone and Leave. Now it's Show Up and Win. So I'm liking the heel cockiness here.
Yeah, and he stood very strongly. Still hasn't popped that shirt off. We don't know what's going on under there yet. New tattoos. Is he going to be like so insanely ripped? We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
We don't know, but Paul Heyman speaks first, just saying, hey, don't point the finger at me for corrupting him. He's the one corrupting me. Because I was gone, I was tossed aside, but he rescued me. He pulled me back. This man, Roman Reigns. And the reason was because they did the same thing to him. What happened to thank yous and appreciations, all the selfish executive decisions he's gone through, the life-threatening illnesses. This man's delivered, over-delivered, and nobody bothered to say thank you or show genuine appreciation. And when he needed just a little bit of time off, what did you do with his title? The Fiend? Anyways, he says the Fiend, he's not a champion. He's a monster, Braun Strowman. And the whole time Heyman's speaking, like you said, Reigns is just standing there looking like just a stoic beast.
It's like a dog. He looks like a big dog just guarding
a big dog.
His
That's
master.
the big dog.
Oh, my God.
Little Paul Heyman. So Heyman tells us we're going to have a fatal four-way tonight to see who gets the shot at Reigns at Clash of Champions. And then he just closes with the whole, my name is Paul Heyman. I serve as special counsel to the tribal chief. You're Reignsing, defending, undisputed.
I did like this special counsel, not whatever other term. I've never heard the term special counsel used in a managerial role.
Yeah, I like that. And the tribal chief, it's kind of playing into the Samoan thing, and chief, the big dog, the chief.
He's the captain, the chief captain.
He's the captain. But then Reigns, he gets a few words in. He says he's a man of his word. He signed the contract. He wrecked everyone, and he left his champion. And he doesn't care who he faces because they're going to get slaughtered. This is my island. So, and when you have this kind of power, all you got to do is show up and win. Believe that.
So now we're changing on. It's a dog, and it's our own island.
Yeah, it's not a yard. It's
and I'm the alpha predator, or I'm the alpha, and you're a little bitch. I don't know.
He's like those, when you go to Cuba, those like homeless stray dogs that fuck shit up on the beach.
Oh yeah, they're in Greece too.
I guess they're in lots of countries.
I saw a lot of those in Greece and downtown
I've never been to
Athens
Cuba.
when I was there. Neither have I. But yeah, this was crazy. This is like Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns, the big dog. They have a real like Animal Farm type relationship where Paul Heyman is the pig. The smart one, and then we literally have the big dog acting as the protection for the little pigs.
Good analogy.
Thank you.
But then we go backstage with the dog and the pig, Roman and Heyman. They're walking the hallway when cousin Jay Uso, shows up to give Roman a hug, congratulate him on being back and being champion. And he says, "Hey, Uso, I've been calling you all week. What's the deal, brah?" And Roman just says, I've been busy. So Heyman walks off, and Uso asks him, "Hey, man, what's the deal with Paul? After all he put you through with Brock?" But Roman just says, "Don't worry, I got this. All under control."
Yeah, it's family catching up after months of not seeing each other.
Yeah. What else is there? I guess Otis now has his lunch pail Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yes, of course. You can go to WWEshop.com and buy your own Otis lunch pail Money in the Bank thing. Not sure how much I did see it up there the other day. I'm not sure for how much.
Well, and they kayfabed it too. He took his contract out of the case and put it under the lunch pail, so it's proper. It's all there.
Yeah.
All the legal documents. Yeah, we got we had a tag title rematch. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax defending against Sasha and Bayley. And Shayna and Nia working a bit more as a team here, pulling off some moves in sync.
I said but okay, keep going.
Yeah. I'm trying to throw her a bone. But Baszler's working them over, targeting the injured legs. She eventually I forgot everything here. Nia Jax gets tagged in. She starts running wild. She hits a big crossbody off the top rope onto both Bayley and Sasha and pins them for the 3 count to retain the titles. So, hey, Nia did something. She didn't hurt anyone.
She did. Wow. Yeah. She did a crossbody. Nobody died.
Yeah.
So, thumbs up.
but they sold it like someone did because after the match, EMTs are there trying to help Sasha out. But she gets pissed, shoved them away. So Bailey goes to help her out of the ring. But then Bailey starts kicking on Sasha, just beating the shit out of her, slams her into the steel steps, the ring post, working over that leg, stomping on it. She just beat her down for like 5 minutes straight here.
For like 5 minutes straight. There was a chair involved. She jumped off of the thing and into the chair.
Yeah, that was the big vicious ending. She wraps the chair around Sasha's head and this big diving stomp onto it. Sasha's dead and a baby face now after this.
Babyface Sasha.
And Bailey's a double heel after that move.
What's a double heel?
Well, first you're the heel where it's like, okay, we like you because you're cool. But then when you do something this heinous, now you're double heel.
Now you're like Baron Corbin.
No, because she's still good.
Oh.
But like we want to see the bad guy. We want to see the bad guy.
Like the new Daniel Bryan.
No, because I still loved him.
Oh shit!
I know it's hard to say. I love all these wrestlers.
And here's it. This was it. This was the beatdown. This was months in the work. Yeah. This was it, Mike. I know you were so drawn to this story. Are you happy?
Yeah, I think this is the role. I think Sasha's better to play the babyface in this role. Bailey's been having such a great run as the heel. There's no reason to go back to that hugger thing anytime soon. And
especially keeping Bailey, she's been the one. She had the SmackDown title before.
Yeah, she's the one.
She's been the champ longer. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I think this was the right way to play it out. We knew it was going to happen.
Bailey has to be coming up on a year plus as champ. I mean, I know there was the what do we call it? The Charlotte
blip.
The Charlotte blip.
Yeah, I forget what that happened. That happened in the fall, so it's got to be coming up around the year.
We got 328 days.
Yeah. So, let her reach that mark, and then maybe Survivor Series, you can have this match. Who knows?
She is by far the most celebrated woman of this division. She is twice that of Becky Lynch. I mean, and this is the man we're talking about here.
Yes, but impact is different.
Well, but we do have to say, though, or like I gotta say, like she's been a fantastic run as champion.
Oh, yeah. The best SmackDown Women's Champion of all time, I'll say.
Exactly, right? Now we're getting somewhere. So, I guess Clash of Champions.
Yeah. Can't wait for that match. Yeah, they might do it at Clash of Champions a couple weeks away. They load Sasha into an ambulance with a neck brace. So maybe it'll be an ambulance match or something.
Ooh.
Who knows? Even though we have a lot of ambulances on the show.
There's a lot of, they're just standing by at the Amway Center at this point.
I guess they always. That's for real reasons as well.
Yeah, well, of course, because something bad, something actually bad could happen. So,
yeah, what else we got? There was, it wasn't at some point. I don't even remember what happened. There was like this mysterious tease, and we hear this music and see the legs of a woman with high heels and a fur coat strolling around.
Oh yeah, no real thought of who this person might be.
Yeah, I can't remember anything. If anything else happened with that, but
what else is happening? Sami Zayn's still around. He hopped on commentary, and then there was a little kind of like Hardy Styles Zayn brawl.
Yeah, that'd be a fun triple threat for Clash of Champs.
Clash of Champions at the end of the month, exactly. But we do. I guess the entire show is just kind of setting up. So we already had advertised this Fatal 4-Way #1 contenders match.
Yeah. So, we know Matt Riddle's in it, King Corbin's in it, Sheamus is in it, but Jey Uso, of all people, is getting the biggest shot of his life.
Even within the show, Big E was supposed to be in the Jey Uso spot, then Sheamus beats the shit out of Big E.
That's right.
And
was that...
this was all in the same show.
Okay, I was going to say, did he get in an ambulance too? That's right, there was two ambulances. That's
where the first ambulance came from, I think. And then Uso, Jey Uso, right?
Yeah, Jey Uso.
I should write that down. Jey Uso.
Yes.
Title match. Okay.
Yeah, so he replaced. Yeah, I forgot. Big E got put through the windshield of a car by Sheamus when he was trying to give Xavier Woods his birthday cake.
Exactly. So because of that, Jey Uso is in this Fatal 4-Way. Winner will take on the big dog at Clash of Champions. Gold Rush.
The Gold Rush, baby. But just before we get into the main event, there was one other thing with the Firefly Funhouse. And Bray talks about He's sad that they lost the title, but he's got something to cheer us all up because we got a brand new friend coming to the Funhouse next week.
Oh,
you know what we're
yeah,
all
new
thinking.
friend.
You know what we're all thinking?
No, I think everyone's suggesting Alexa Bliss.
Yes, because speaking of her, we go backstage where Bliss approaches Nikki to apologize for that mug incident. And as she's speaking, Ramblin' Rabbit can be seen in the background. And Alexa's got some dreads in her hair. The Fiend influence those dreads.
Yeah,
Real.
and of course you see people do stuff, and then you want to do it yourself, right? Fiend's a cool guy. Alexa Bliss is thinking to herself, like, if I do that, maybe I'll be cool.
Yeah. So Nikki says she forgives her, and then Bliss just says, "Great," hugs her and walks off. So there we go.
That's perfect.
What if they swerve us and Nikki Cross is the new member of the Funhouse next week?
That'd be wild.
Oh. But yes, let's go to that Fatal 4-Way main event. Those 4 men we mentioned earlier. Jey Uso there. The story dynamic with Roman, his cousin, the biggest match of his career. And he didn't look out of place here. Jey, he was hanging with all these other guys. Singles competition.
Mm-hmm. No, very much so. Yeah, guy. Well, we know he's always been a great performer, has he not?
Yeah, of course. And Riddle, he was shining good here, but eventually the match comes down to Sheamus. He hits a bro kick on Corbin. Riddle grabs Sheamus for the bro to sleep, and then he hits the floating bro on Corbin. But then Uso just comes flying in off the top rope with a frog splash on Riddle and gets the 3 count. Your number 1 contender for the Universal title is Jey Uso. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. This match was super high energy. Jey Uso, biggest opportunity of his life, and then the easy storytelling potential of family versus family. Is this the first chapter? In a feud? Is this will there be an alliance formed to protect Roman Reigns? Who knows? The heeldom is huge.
Yeah, huge shot for Jey Uso. Jimmy could be lurking in the shadows if he wants to pop up in this thing. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe is Jimmy Uso already working for Roman Reigns? These are also things that we don't know. And if we are pushing Big E to a big moment, we do have to build him as SmackDown's biggest face. And the Jey Uso storyline could be a great thing until we get there.
Yeah, I think this will be a fun little match, fun feud. We'll see. They could bring in, Rikishi might show up for the uncle promo.
Oh, the old uncle promo. Oh, he's going to get a fucking Superman punch so hard.
Yeah, so we'll see. But, an interesting matchup. A fun way to, it was a good SmackDown, I think.
Yeah, fun way to end SmackDown. It was a fun way to end SmackDown.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving across the brands, though. It's time for Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
I guess Randy Orton's there cutting promos. He's got to face Keith Lee again when the good old ambulance is getting a lot of TV time this week.
Yeah, the EMS is really getting a lot of work in.
Yeah, so we hear the sirens. Drew, he's back. He comes out there and just nails a Claymore, trying to get some revenge.
Now, Drew this week was doing this, tank top hair down thing. Because, usually we see him in, a jeans with a collared shirt tucked in and his hair tied back. This is... Randy Orton fucked with him a couple weeks ago, breaking his jaw or whatever. Drew McIntyre's been getting nothing but disrespect over the past little while. This is a different Drew.
He's taking matters into his own hands.
This is a new Drew McIntyre. So hopefully we see more of this.
Yeah. But then we had the Hart Business taking on Apollo Crews, Ricochet, Cedric Alexander. But then the big story of the match is when Apollo's down. He's trying to make the tag to Ricochet in the corner. When Cedric Alexander turns on his team, pulls Ricochet, beats him all around outside the ring, and then he throws him in. Or he goes back in the ring. He hits Apollo with the lumbar check. which allows Shelton to get the win for the team. And the Hurt Business, they're just all smiles, celebrating with this apparent new member, Cedric.
Oh boy, what could be a breakout moment for Cedric Alexander?
Yeah, they've been trying to recruit him for a while, so they respect his talent, and he's decided to bring them to the Hurt Business.
Oh my god, that's gonna be sick. That's gonna be great. Would also love to see, if certainly the turning on Ricochet, as it were. If Cedric Alexander and Ricochet is the first thing. Ooh. But like we've said before, the Hurt Business, they need to keep looking strong. They've recruited a guy now. Now they can just kind of dominate. They got Lashley, who's big and strong. You got Cedric, who's fast and quick. And they have Shelton Benjamin. They're
Yeah, they got two veterans in Shelton and MVP. Let's see the Hurt Business. And they got some nice shirts now, nice new merch.
Nice gold on either side. And everyone's got like their gold kind of everything. It's, they're working
gold
the gimmick.
On black.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
it. I like it.
Me too.
Then we had a tag match, which isn't really that important. Street Profits versus Andrade and Garza. But the important part is afterwards, we had the return of the Brand Invitational.
Oh, yeah, baby. We're writing it down, Mike. I'm so glad you brought this up. Like 2 weeks ago, I said on air, I said that I will keep the tab open on my computer for like another week because you never know. And what do you know? God damn it. Someone comes strolling on over to Raw from SmackDown. We have the champions, the tag champions over there, Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro. Just come like this is their show.
Yeah, it might as well be the tag division. No one would know the difference.
Now, I would like to bring up that. Michael Cole was on commentary for some reason. I would like to bring up that nobody mentioned the Brand Invitational. I was waiting for them to say Brand.
Didn't Cesaro mention it?
No, commentary didn't say stuff.
Oh. Commentary didn't
well, of course,
Cesaro did.
Cesaro said, Cesaro was like, hey, we're allowed to be here. But commentary team, they forgot.
Yeah, they were just like, hey, it's a SmackDown Tag Champions.
What are the odds of that?
Yeah.
Let's listen.
So, Cesaro, Nakamura, they cut the promo. They challenged them to a champ versus champ match next week against Street Profits. I think there was an STD joke in there somewhere.
I think I missed that one. But God, something that's not Street Profits and Garza Andrade.
Yes, anything.
Anything.
Please. Cesaro's like, yes, the Brand Invitational next week. So it's back. The quarterly Invitational.
Thank God.
Unify. You might as well just unify those tag belts.
Why just fucking put them together? Maybe is this it? Is this potential? Or could Clash of Champions be tags are just gonna go brand to brand? We're working in the same fucking arena
do what the
anyways.
Women do. Yeah, exactly. Let them do what the women's title does. Let it float around a bit, and build up the division because it needs it desperately.
I agree.
What else we got here? Peyton Royce taking on Billie Kay after their mandatory split up last week. And both women, they got new entrance themes, but, pretty much Peyton's just a generic guitar riff, and Billie's was just some simple little synth keyboard tune.
I guess they got new stuff. Whatever.
But, it's not iconic. And Billie, she had her little femme fatale. I think she was that in NXT before.
Yeah, they called. I caught
Doesn't
that,
really mean
but
anything.
didn't get it. Okay, cool. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll always miss the iconics. The whole that weird thing. Yeah, it was unique.
Yeah, it was. That's for sure.
Anyways, so they're in the ring. They're bickering. They're slapping each other. They have a short little match until Peyton hits the Deja Vu, gets the win. But then afterwards, Peyton helps Billie up, gives her a hug, doesn't attack her. So I guess she still loves her after all.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, maybe this sort of seems like last week they did this, and then we're like, oh shit, we didn't mean to do. Like, remember the way that they broke them up, and they're like, oh wait, we didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, like wait, we didn't have to do it.
Or Vince caught it, and it's like, whose idea was that?
It's like, it was you, Vince.
And then maybe they went back. Who knows? But yeah, I think Peyton Royce Peyton Royce will go on.
Yeah, she can still have her singles push, but maybe now they want to keep Billie Kay in her corner for a bit.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, last week was weird because she threw her to the dogs.
Literally threw her. Well, I guess not the dogs. I guess it was to the goons. But
the goons, yeah. We got. I don't know. Adam Pearce is still running the show. He keeps telling Drew to go home.
The hardest working man in WWE, right there. God damn it.
Yeah, he's like, Drew, go home. You're not cleared. You got to get ready for your match at Champions. And he's like, all right, gotta go find my phone, mate. But he's just sticking around. He wants to attack Orton some more. But yeah, well, then we get more of MVP and the Hurt Business because they want to celebrate their new guest or their new member, Cedric. And then I think there's just more brawls. The Viking Raiders come out. We get another, I don't know, multi 8-man.
Yeah,
tag
we
match.
do get an 8-man tag here, kind of like Viking Raiders and Apollo versus Hurt Business.
Yeah. So the story of the match was everything was going fine until Ivar appears to hurt himself legit. Mm-hmm. He goes for this suicide dive, and it's hard to kind of see what went wrong, but he obviously something happens, and when he lands, he immediately throws up the X himself, which you don't see a wrestler do often.
Never see them do that. Yeah,
but he threw it up like 3 or 4 times, letting everyone know he's hurt. And so, they kind of immediately rushed things back in the ring. Cedric, he hits the Michinoku driver on Ricochet, big move, and he goes for the pin, but Ricochet kicks out at 2, but the ref just makes a 3 count and rings the bell anyway.
I know, what the hell was that? Yeah, what the hell was that botched fall?
I think that was just a miscommunication where Ricochet, they were probably like, let's end it, and Ricochet kicked out when he shouldn't have.
Right,
because of the injury.
Oh, that's so weird.
They didn't want to, have Ivar climb up a scaffold after getting hurt or something.
Well, exactly, yeah, like during that awkward looking tope.
Yeah.
But Hurt Business. Do we come back to them? I don't think we do. Hurt Business.
Yeah, they get another win though. Cedric.
Yeah, and I think looking like one of the 2020 success stories for WWE is this new
COVID
strong
era
faction.
Yeah, remember a few months ago when we thought Selena Vega and the Vagabonds were looking good?
I thought the Vagabonds were and then they get fucking tossed in with the Street Profits, and just like everybody else,
never win anything.
Like everybody else, and then nothing happens.
Yeah. But anyways, after the match, the medical staff, they were tending to Ivar, and I think the word online afterwards was he had a cervical, nothing serious, but like a stinger, like what happened to Jake Muzzin in the playoffs this year with the Leafs.
Okay.
Just kind of temporarily probably had a bit of a jolt.
It's had a bit of a scare.
Yeah, a bit of a scare, but we're all rooting for you, Ivar.
That's good. That's good.
I know the ladies love him.
The ladies love him.
What else? Randy Orton takes on Keith Lee again.
Again.
And once again, we didn't really get a proper finish because, Keith Lee, they're fighting. He goes to hit the Spirit Bomb. Randy slips out. He hits the RKO, but then McIntyre appears and nails Orton with the Claymore, causing the DQ and cracking Randy's jaw again.
A jaw for a jaw. So, man, it seems like Keith Lee has lost a lot of momentum lately. Is this just me? I mean, certainly.
Yeah, because I think he's had this happen twice to him now.
So since Payback,
DQs.
so we lost the triple threat last week, and then he loses here, and it sort of seems like this, like kind of afterthought thing in the Drew Randy story.
Yeah, he's just a device to be used for them, but he doesn't have his own direction right now.
Yeah, hopefully they can kind of righten that ship. Because they do have Clash of Champions coming up, but and this was a big spot for Lee anyways to come in with Randy Orton, so hopefully I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe he can be the Hurt Business's next target.
Ooh.
And he'll fight around with Lashley for that US title or something.
Yeah, mid-card, why not?
Yeah. But let's go to Raw Underground, where Aleister Black's here, warming up for his fight. He's just beating up some random guy. But then Kevin Owens comes in, because that's our scheduled contest. Owens versus Black. They brawl. They fall outside the ring. They both go down hard. And then Shane's just like, all right, let's go to break. So we take a break.
Fucking Shane.
But then we do come back eventually. They're still going at it. Black locks in an arm bar. Owens power bombs him to the floor. They both start fighting into the crowd, and then we cut away from them again. And then there was a series of handicap matches. Ruby and Liv, first they took on Shayna Baszler. Nia was just chirping at Shayna, which allowed Liv to pin Baszler for 3, which I don't think very few people have ever done.
No one's pinned Shayna Baszler, I feel.
Yeah. And then they have a second handicap match against Nia Jax. And Liv and Ruby are looking good, and the ref, they're making the pin. He reaches 2 when the Retribution logo, which I guess is new, starts appearing on all the screens in the Thunderdome. And then we hear this distorted voice speaking. Just goes on about the Thunderdome. This behind this mountain of screens is the same WWE, the same behemoth who discarded us. But contempt is a powerful motivator, and we're driven to destroy and lay waste to all superstar and fans. And the darkness of Retribution will seal into the pores of the universe. We are Retribution.
Wait, fans? What did I do? What did I do? Now they're gonna take me out because
I don't know. You booed Roman Reigns once.
My God.
But at the very least, we finally got some sort of development from them.
Mike, do you believe a group that has resulted to anarchy and violence would hire a graphic designer to create to them a nice logo?
Well, it was pretty simple.
We fucking gotta see them. They should have been talking 3-4 weeks ago. This should have happened way long time ago. I don't care who they are. I don't care to be surprised if it's somebody who I didn't think it was. I don't care for them to be thrown into I don't care about anything right now. Until the mask comes off and I see Dominik Dijakovic, I'm like, okay, as soon as I see your face, then I'm like, okay, now you can just wrestle the people I want you to wrestle. Yeah, man, they fucking lost me on this one. I'm with Punk. I'm with Punk on this. I stand with Punk.
Yeah, no, I'm ready for the reveal. I'm ready to get some real fucking matches going with this program.
Something.
Yeah. And I think that's the last we see of them for the week.
Oh, thank God.
But that's not the last we see Raw Underground, because Owens and Black are still fighting. And Owens is in control, and then they bump into Navakato outside the ring, and he starts attacking Owens, and he beats up Black as well, and Kato is the one to stand tall at the end of everything.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, yeah. Our big, he's our big, fucking underground guy.
Yeah. But then we go backstage again as Orton. He's all hurt. His jaw. He's going to leave. But Charlie stops him for a question. But then Drew appears, attacks Randy some more, hits another Claymore inside this weird, 3/4 ring area.
No, I think that was the same. They did during a Payback or something. They did a backstage interview.
Yeah.
It was exactly. It was right there. I think that's the same place.
So 3 kicks to the jaw on the same night, and Orton leaves in an ambulance. A lot of ambulance.
Jaw for a jaw match. I told you.
Yeah, that could be. It could be. But then we had a main event. Dominik was taking on Murphy in a street fight. And Dominik's got his second ever set of ring gear. It was basically the same thing, but just different colors.
Different colors. He's figuring it out. He's figuring it out.
Gotta switch it up. But he's got his whole family there with him at ringside.
Mom, sister, Papa Bear.
Yeah. I wanted to extend every week. I think we said that last week.
Yeah, the cousins come in.
It's just a whole, there's a shanty town tent set up.
Mysterios.
They're people are playing guitar by a fire and cooking.
Of course.
But anyways, they're brawling outside the ring into the crowd. Dominik dives right off the heads of fans in the Thunderdome, which you couldn't do normally.
No, you couldn't.
Right off the heads of these.
You couldn't.
He hits a big crossbody. But anyways, Murphy gets a chair, beats Dominik with the chair, and then soon after he ties his arms up in the ropes, so he's trapped. And then he goes to grab the kendo stick, but Dominik's mother Angie and sister Aaliyah, they jump up and untie him. So Dominik runs hits this really awesome slip and slide sunset power bomb
It was
to Murphy
just
through
like
the table.
just like that move that Mysterio was doing when he came back. Remember
Yeah.
in all those Andrade things, but through the
slip and
table. That
slide.
was badass.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. And then he follows up with a frog splash, but somehow Murphy kicks out at 2. But, Dom wants some payback. So this time he ties Murphy's arms up into the ropes and then just unloads on him with the kendo stick. And then Ray gets in the ring. He starts talking trash at the camera to Seth Rollins, saying payback's a bitch. And then Ray starts taking some swings at Murphy. And then they call the girls into the ring. Leah and Angie, they grab a stick. They start taking some nice swings at Murphy. The whole family's just whacking him around like a piñata. Murphy's stuck. He can't even get out, so he just signals to the ref with his hand that he quits. The match is over. And then the Mysterio family, they all hug. They celebrate. But then they go right back to all just swinging on Murphy with the kendo sticks as the show goes off the air. It was one of my favorite endings to Raw.
I hope
just the visual of that.
I hope on Monday when we go back on air, Murphy's still there and they're still just clubbing him. They've just been slapping him for a week straight. Yeah,
That would be
who
awesome.
knows what awaits for the for young Mysterio? But I hopefully it'll be not Murphy. And
not Murphy Rollins. You gotta move
I think
on
it's
from that.
time to move on. And yeah, like we said, we don't know if that move will be NXT. We don't know if the move will be mid card, but it's time, and I can't wait.
Yeah, but once again, another great performance from Dominic.
Yeah, another good one.
That sunset bomb.
Oh baby. Okay, that.
But yes, we got one more show to cover before it's all said and done. NXT Super Tuesday Part 2.
NXT, what does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT, watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3. So
And there's no sense of dilly dallying around because we are kicking off the show with the NXT Championship match between Adam Cole and Finn Balor.
Yes, we had a draw last week, and we don't want any shenanigans. So let's put it at the beginning of the show, so in case the match runs 2 hours long, we'll still have a winner.
Yeah, we don't have to cut out any time.
Yeah.
So they went to go at it.
Yeah, and they went at it. This was good. We had some Finn Balor. They were doing the mat wrestling early on. Unfortunately, there was a big chunk of the match which was in commercial, split screen. So I didn't even see how it happened. But Balor got cut up a bit. He had like a gash on his chest and 3 more on his back. Looked like he was fighting Wolverine.
I don't know how that happened. I wonder.
Yeah, he just got sliced up a bit. But anyways, the match picks up. We get some good back and forth, striking, big kicks. Cole's working over Balor's leg. But then Finn gains control, climbs the top rope, and hits the coup de grace. But he hurts his knee on the way down, and it just causes him to stall for a second before making that cover. So Adam Cole kicks out at 2. And commentary says nobody's ever kicked out of the coup de grace, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm sure a lot of people have kicked out of a coup
I
de
feel
grace.
like Brock Lesnar did, and maybe Samoa Joe, and a couple other guys.
Yeah, AJ Styles.
Yeah. But anyways, Adam Cole fights back. He hits a big super kick, followed by the last shot, but Finn kicks out. I know people have kicked out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People
Johnny Gargano kicked out of like 3 of them.
Yeah, Adam Cole doesn't have a not protected
No.
move. He sort of he'll kind of do a bunch over and over again and then hope for the best.
But anyways, both men, they're slugging it out. They fight their way up to the top rope, and Balor hits a super 1916 off the top rope. Crazy, crazy spot. And that gets him the 3 count. He's the new NXT champion.
The new 2-time NXT champion. They brought their all this entire contest. It was back and forth clash, fantastic opener, and led to a couple pretty big spots.
Yeah, Vic Joseph I really liked on commentary too.
Yeah.
Especially for the finish, he was going nuts. The 1916 off the top.
Off the top rope.
Yeah. But yes, the Prince has recaptured his kingdom.
And although we do not know how long the reign will last for, I'm excited for what's next for Finn Balor and this. I mean, this whole title. I mean, who's
It's wide open
Who's
right now,
next?
I feel
I mean, we can only
Yeah.
assume it's not Johnny Gargano, Tommaso
Not
Ciampa,
Gargano, Cole,
or
or
Adam
Ciampa.
Cole.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. It could be, it could be time for someone to make a big step up.
Yeah,
Who knows?
really waiting for it.
But then right after backstage, Balor comes through the curtains, and then Adam Cole comes up to him and shakes his hand, shows the respect, says, "You were the better man tonight," and gives him the too sweet. So that's a pure babyface move.
Oh yeah, they too sweeted.
But then we go more backstage stuff as Robert Stone has found Shotzi Blackheart's tank, and he's about to smash it with a pipe, but she catches him, lays him out. But then Aaliyah comes in and jumps Shotzi from behind, and they fall through a curtain onto Io Shirai, who's now pissed off at Aaliyah. So Io and Shotzi, they just chase Aaliyah into the ring, and they both just take turns wailing on her. Robert Stone climbs up. I think Io and Shotzi, they both just hit their finishers off the top rope. But then the big moment comes when Shotzi Blackheart picks up Shirai's title, goes to hand it to her, but then she pulls back and giggles. And I go, woo! The crowd goes, woo! So I'm saying, give me that Shotzi Blackheart title match. Io snatches the title back. She wasn't as pleased as I was, and she just says, "Don't make me hurt you." And she exits. But I'm all over that match.
I think Shotzi Shirai might be the next answer. I think the Blackheart Robert Stone thing can leave for now.
Yeah. But, yeah, we did have some fun getting run over with that tank.
Oh, of course. But I think, we're done now.
Yeah. We can be done. Let's go to that time. But we go to the Gargano house, where Tegan Knox is the guest of honor for dinner. And we just kind of cut back throughout the night. They're just kind of trying to work things out. I guess Candice and Tegan, Johnny's being awkward, so he wants to leave. And I don't know. Eventually we get food fights, salads thrown in people's faces, spaghettis.
Who knew? Who knows? What was
A
happening?
TV gets smashed. But anyways.
We had I think we had a Thatcher, a little Timothy Thatcher fight class.
That's right. The Thatch Man cut a nice promo, a little vignette backstage, and he challenges Damian Priest. And I think they announced we're getting that match on Wednesday.
Oh baby!
Or next Wednesday.
Oh baby!
Yeah. Yeah, so the Thatch Man getting that North American title shot.
We love seeing it.
I guess there's a little storyline. Drake Maverick is trying to become friends with Killian Dane.
Oh yeah, two
tried to help him out a
Brits
Yeah.
for some going at it.
But let's just go to the main event here, because we've got Mercedes Martinez taking on Rhea Ripley in the Battle of the Badasses cage match.
A steel cage match, which I haven't seen one of these in so long.
Yeah.
Feels like it at least.
Yeah, I don't think we have in the COVID era.
No.
But, so Mercedes comes out first, and she just starts tossing a bunch of chairs into the ring, grabs a table, but then Rhea attacks her, slams her into the cage, throws her into the ring. But Rhea likes the idea and brings the table in with her anyways, so. And then the match begins, and we just get just some good. These women just weren't fucking around here. They were just, chairs. We got kendo sticks, of course. People getting slammed all around the cage. Rhea drop kicks Mercedes so hard at one point her head goes right outside the cage wall. Just kind of wedged in there neck first.
Oh, Jesus.
That was cool.
Two biggest women in the division, of course. It's going to be a heavy-hitting match.
Yeah. So Rhea hits a big superplex off the top rope, and then she's got the kendo stick. She's nailing Martinez with it. When Robert Stone starts climbing up the cage, he's trying to get in. So Rhea goes after him, and she just slams his head off the cage. And that just knocks him out, and he's just kind of stuck up there, dangling over the top for the rest of the match.
And just kind of chilling there.
So Mercedes, she climbs up. She hits a big neck breaker off the top rope for a near fall. And this is when she sets up the table in the corner and goes to the top rope with Rhea. Mercedes goes for her fisherman suplex, but Ripley blocks it, hits the riptide off the turnbuckle through the table, and that gets her the win.
Gets her the big win.
Big win. Yeah, good match. Good cage match. No one even tried to escape. They just kept it into the ring and had a bunch of good wrestling.
What a fantastic main event, the physical contest it promised to be. These women were ready to absolutely destroy each other. And this is great. I like it when Ripley can win a match, or a performer can win the match, get put over, and in defeat the loser still looks fantastic. This was Martinez's first match, really match with eyes on it, right?
Yeah, I think all her other stuff, she's mostly been squashing people.
And she put in a top-notch main event. The spotlight was on her all night, and she can recover from a loss like this.
Oh yeah, the Robert Stone brand will be fine.
And the question will just keep going: what's next for Rhea Ripley?
Yeah, I don't know, because it seems like going back to the title. Now's not the time.
She seems like she's, just like we have Gargano, Ciampa, and Cole on the other side. Rhea Ripley is in that for her own division. What do I do next?
Yeah. So I don't know. How long is her time in NXT?
Yeah, it makes you wonder. She's the biggest. She's the strongest. She wins the most.
We'll see.
She's already held the accolade. How much more can we do?
We'll see. But yeah, she looks good here. Celebrates, climbs the cage, and Robert Stone's still just dead, dangling there at the end of the show.
Little Robert Stone. He comes to work every week. He gets his paycheck.
Yeah, he's the one. He's the, Chelsea Green made a big mistake.
No, you're right. You're right. She absolutely did. But there you have it. That was NXT with our new champion. And God, that was the entire podcast.
Yeah, that was everything. Lots of stuff
Because it was a big week, of course, with that All Out. We have one more thing to do, though. I think it's just time for some Wrestler of the Week.
It's the Wrestler of the Week. Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week.
Mike, I'm throwing it to you. What you got this week?
Yeah, there was a couple close contenders here. But you know what? I'll just throw it out to the new NXT champion, Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
Those ladies, though, I was very close to giving it to those ladies in that main event, that cage match as well.
Oh, yeah, of course. Finn Balor, new champ, Wrestler of the Week. I'm going to keep mine on a champ. Just because, it's all out. It's main event. Jon Moxley, putting another strong performance, another strong heavyweight performance. I think of these, the heavyweight championships across all the brands and how strong they all look, who could win, which one of these things is the most prestigious. I think right now I'm leaning towards the AEW title as being the most prestigious title going right now.
It's possible.
Yeah, I think that's where my mind's going, and Jon Moxley is doing one hell of a job defending it.
Well, let's see what he's got.
Oh yeah, let's see what happens on Dynamite. I guess that's all
Lance
the time.
Archer.
That's all the time we have, folks. Remember to rate, review, like, subscribe.
MJF is the rightful champion. Yes.
Well, we kept CK saying. Hopefully, we'll get a conclusion to that. That's all the time we have this week. Yeah, folks. Stick around though. You're gonna want to come back next week. We got more wrestling action. Mike, anything you want to say before we head out?
No pay-per-views this week after 3 in a row.
The no pay-per-views, fantastic. We'll see you later. Folks. We'll talk to you later, Mike.
See ya.